Okay, let's see what we got going on here. This would be kind of the last step in making sure that all of this comes together. Okay. This one should be marked as live. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Got some good crowd noise. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. All right, audio check, audio check. Keep the crowd mic down a little bit. Try this again. Let's turn that gain way down. That'll be helpful. All right, now check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just checking out the sound. Sound, sound, sound. That's an important part of this business. Turn that down some more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you the dude? Outstanding. Give me just a second. I'll help you out here. Okay, check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think we got it there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Go with that.
Text Sam, the scoreboard on the screen says 2-1, and I think it's 0-0. They're not started yet. Sam or Adrian? Who's in Red River? Adrian's at Red River. Yeah, Adrian, sorry. His scoreboard says 2-1. I just looked, it said 2-1 intermission. Commercials now, maybe it'll come back and it'll be different, I don't know. Okay, now it's 0-0.
So here's the deal. We pay our camera people $15 an hour. All I have on me is recording tonight for the 15 now. And then on Friday, when your post is up in Grand Forks, I'm going to give them the rest of the company for the caption. And you'll get another 10, 12, whatever it takes to get this thing done, right? Okay. And then you'll have it on Friday. Is that okay? Yeah. The graphs, I was putting dates. No cash is expected so we can't get any used film, right? But trust us, we'll get you paid, okay? Thank you for doing this. All right. Well, Rhino, this may work. Sam says he's got his stuff up and running in Grand Forks. Adrian's on the air. We're on the air.
What time?
The battle is won. On to Friday. I think we'll start when warm-ups are done.
Yeah.
Is that right? Colby Hansen moving down to the second
Saw
line.
that.
James, right?
Yeah.
Is Steenerson a second liner?
take much for this building to get full, so.
You know what? What is it about cities in the Red River Valley where the inside is always the left side?
Yeah. That's how it goes, I guess.
Hopkinson's not great on the north end.
Oh boy.
What happened?
Daniel just about scored. I'll tell you what. This game is going to be over before this one is. If Mayport pulls off an upset, they're going to know before this one's done. And then we're going to see things go. He might quit. He might not show up Friday. 0-0.
And then Devil's Lake pulls off a great shot. You should get that slip. 0-2 in barbecue.
Just small town living, just kicking the shit out of the river. Oh, they almost scored, but here comes Mabel now. Yeah, and I feel like. This one?
How many pregnancies in Fargo did we learn of about 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. I have an EDC, baby.
All right, Lionel, we're a minute away.
Okay, check, check.
One nothing. Red River scored.
Okay. There we go. All right, check, check, 1-2, 1-2. Check, check, check. All right, well, you got plenty of background noise tonight. All right. Good evening, everybody. Hockey fans all around the Eastern Dakota Conference in North Dakota. Tonight, we welcome you to Farmers Union Insurance Rink at Shields Arena in Fargo, North Dakota for an intercity battle tonight in the opening round of the Eastern Dakota Conference Hockey Tournament. The broadcast of this matchup has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. And tonight, we get set for Grand Forks, Red River, Grand Forks Central, currently on our other streams tonight. Red River with a 1-0 lead over Mayport Clifford Galesburg in that matchup. Grand Forks Central getting ready to put the puck down against Grafton Park River. And here tonight at Farmers Union Insurance Rink, we have a tasty 4-5 matchup in the Eastern Dakota Conference. The Fargo North Spartans, the 5 seed, coming into the tournament, overall record of 10-11. They'll take on the Fargo North Spartans, the Fargo Davies Eagles, with a record of 10-11, taking on the Fargo North Spartans with a record of 8-9, 1-3. Ryan Cunningham, Ryan Kuntz with you tonight for KNOX Sports and the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Rhino, this matchup couldn't be any more Davies versus North when you think about it. Here's a Fargo Davies team that likely wasn't expected to be amongst the contenders when they took a look at the preseason polls. Early, they found a way to stay relevant. They got better as the season moves on. They clinched the 4 seed late. And then there's Fargo North. Another season of the Fargo North Spartans being the Fargo North Spartans. Give those Grand Forks teams a challenge at home, really make them work for it, end up with a 5 seed looking to battle your way into a state tournament. I don't know if the Spartans would be comfortable coming in as a 1 or 2 seed. They love to come in as the upset-minded underdogs and try to make their way to state, and right now it's an intercity rival between the north end of Fargo and the south end of Fargo tonight, and this one should be a lot of fun here at Farmers Union Insurance Rink tonight.
Right, both coming in, like you said, similar records, right about that 500 mark. We've seen a lot of good things from these teams this year. We've seen some things that maybe have been so good. I'll tell you what, though, we were here, 2 weeks ago for Davies Red River.
Yes.
Fargo Davies spotted River 12-1 in shots, and then they were down 2-0.
And looked like they had been run around crazy in the first period of that game.
And then absolutely battled back, ended up with 30-some shots. Final score 4-3. They lost that game, but I walked out of this ring pretty impressed with the effort by Fargo Davies in that game. That was a team that thought, man, this is a tough out. This is not a team. And like you said, I think we even said it probably one of the first games, like, where's everyone going to finish? I would have had Fargo Davies probably in that bottom 6, 7, 8. One of those teams battling for the kind of that last spot. That's what I had projected them. So they proved me wrong, and I love to see it. But like you said, they end up 4. Fargo North feel like they're just cemented at number 5. It's just kind of where they end up, 4 or 5, right? So here we go. 2 teams, and I think either one can win this game tonight. We're in tournament time. Everything you've done at this point is now erased. It does not matter anymore. It's a hard reset. You got 1 game in front of you. You got to win 2 or 3 over the next 5 days, Ryan. The easiest way is to win this one, but it's going to be a battle here tonight.
And we're learning some things right now in that game between Grand Forks Red River and Mayport Clifford Galesburg. It took Red River about a period and a half to put one on the board. They lead 1-0. That's a 10 seed that didn't play a single game. Now 2-0 in favor of Grand Forks Red River. But Mayport Clifford Galesburg coming in as a 10 seed that did not play a game inside the league all year. But they went to West Fargo Cheyenne on Saturday. They were outshot 61-11. But as we've learned from UND hockey over the years, shots do not equal goals. And they were victorious by a score of 3-2 to make their way into the tournament. And the other play-in matchup, Grafton Park River, the report that we got from Grafton is that they played their legitimate best game of the season and knocked off Fargo South Shanley by a score of 5-3 in the opening play-in round of the tournament. So that takes us to Drive for the Title tonight, brought to you by Toys for Trucks. And those of you viewing, you can see on the screen where we're at coming into tonight. Up at Central, they're getting ready to face off between the Knights and Grafton Park River. The early game tonight started at 5:15. That one will be going final before too terribly long. West Fargo and Devil's Lake, they were matched up. West Fargo had an early lead in that matchup after a period of play. We mentioned Grand Forks Red River, the 2 seed, and Mayport area, the 10 seed, currently going at it at Eagles Arena in Grand Forks. And that brings us here, the 4-5 matchup between Fargo Davies and Fargo North. The winner moves on to the semifinal against either Central or Grafton Park River. And the loser of this matchup plays in the early game coming up on Friday. They would take on the loser of that matchup between Central and Grafton Park River. Same format as before. You got to win 2 before you lose 2 to get to the state tournament. Every year we talk about it. East Region teams fare exceptionally well in the opening round of the state tournament. So it's an opportunity for you, if you just make the tournament, to make some noise while you're there. 4 seeds out of the East have proven that before. But when you look at this bracket, we see a couple of surprises there. And we see a really interesting matchup with Devil's Lake, that mystery team with a great goaltender. They had a win over Grand Forks Central this season. Red River and Central split throughout the year. And as we mentioned, Mayport area didn't play a single game in the conference, and they're in the tournament. So the EDC had a few surprises for us this year, Ryan.
Yeah, upset Saturday. I think I was bouncing around, and I got a text message from our good friend Bob Gillum. He's like, oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, Mayport up 3-1 at the time, Grafton up 5-2, and I was like, oh, I forgot they even played today. Upset Saturday, and here we go, like you said, got some surprises in the bracket.
Yeah, so now we get ready for day 1 of the tournament today. Day 2 is on Friday, day 3 is on Saturday, and those matchups will go on in Grand Forks. And as we get ready for this one tonight between Fargo Davies and Fargo North, let's take a look at what we have as far as the players that will make it happen tonight with our Fuel for the Game that's brought to you tonight by Circle K. For Fargo Davies, you can see their top line heavy, and that's how they rode their way to a 4th place finish in the East Region. Logan Spiewak with 24 points, Kaysen Currents and Caden Steenerson each with 9 goals on the year, 22 points for Currents, 18 points for Steenerson. Fargo Davies rode their top players, and that's what the recipe was for Davies at the beginning of the year, and that's why we thought perhaps they might struggle Their depth was there. It filled in as it went, but they got that top line where they needed and the production they needed to get to a number 4 spot.
Yeah, but the thing, I will go back to that River game that we did here or across the hall over at Shields. 34 shots, that didn't come from just their first line.
Sure.
They were generating opportunities from their defensemen, from their forwards, their second line, their third line. They can get it from anywhere. I mean, you talked about the first line being the guys who are getting on the scoreboard here. We're looking at them, but there's guys throughout this lineup that can be problematic if you're Fargo North.
And then, of course, their goaltender, Brecken Metcalf, he had a great
game against Red River.
Against Grand Forks Red River a couple of weeks ago here. For the Fargo North Spartans, Caleb Pregame, 30 points on the season, 18 goals, really was the leader on this team this season for the Fargo North Spartans, and I don't think there's any question about that. Liam Olson, great player there as well. Colby Hansen, throughout the second part of the season, didn't quite have the production that he had in the first part. Bryce Dietz at 22 points on the year, but Liam Olson at 25, Caleb Pregame at 30. Colby Hansen's down on the second line. He can produce as well, but one of their leading scorers comes from the blue line, and when we saw Kiefer Martin play this year, he was able to hang in there a couple of times, but really that's a big key tonight for Fargo North. They've got to get some big games out of Metcalf, or rather out of Martin, between the points, or between the pipes tonight and throughout the course of the tournament.
100%. When it comes down to tournament time, everything seems to tighten up, Brian, right? Like everything just gets a little bit tighter, and if you don't have a goalie playing at his best, that's going to be a problem. Maybe not tonight, but at some point, that's going to win or lose you a game if your goaltender is either on or not on.
We have a really nice crowd that's filling in right now here at Farmers Union Insurance Rink. We understand the crowd at Eagles Arena was very good tonight as well. And I'll tell you what, that Mayport Clipper Galesburg team, they're the surprise of the tournament. I'm sure they had a great following coming in from Mayville, from Hillsboro, from Hatton Northwood, from Thompson, which is right down the road from Grand Forks, and some of their standout players are Thompson Tommies during the fall and during the spring. So it doesn't take much, and we're seeing good crowds. I think we're excited for good hockey in the postseason, Ryan.
Yeah, I was telling you, I'm watching the Red River game on our other channel here as we were kind of getting ready for this, and early in the game, Tyson Ulmer took a big hit from a Mayville player, and I had the sound on, and you could hear it sounded like a packed barn for Mayville, or Mayport, sorry.
Yeah, they had a lot of loud. They had a lot of loud on that hit.
Yeah, they did. So, I mean, you can see it right now as I'm watching. It's packed at Eagles. You said it's packing up in here, and it doesn't take much in this building to fill it up, so it's going to be intense in here tonight.
Yeah, we'll have a great atmosphere in this one tonight. We continue with our pregame report brought to you by True North Equipment. True to your values and ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. And Signature Graphics and Apparel in East Grand Forks. It is your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel with custom etching, vinyl signage, and a number of things you're looking for to promote your business or your team at Signature Graphics and Apparel. We'll take a break on our pregame report. When we come back, we will dive into the keys for the game and get ready for starting lineups in hockey here at Farmers Union Insurance Center tonight at Shields Arena. It's the 4-5 matchup of the Eastern Dakota Conference Tournament. Should be a good one. The Fargo North Spartans, the Fargo Davies Eagles. We have it for you next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Plus, they also carry a full line of ice melter products for your home or business. To check out all their products, go to rivards.com.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersSales.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to SprayAdvantage.com.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always...
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com. Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks. Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Rivards Turf and Forage, a premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. When you purchase with Rivards Turf and Forage, you have science on your side. Rivards Turf and Forage mixes and matches all of their seed varieties at their seed plant in Grand Forks. It's not like buying with the big box stores where it's a one-and-done recipe for the year. They can change their varieties to meet the growing conditions all around our region. So when it's time to lure in that big buck in the upcoming hunting season or just beautify around your home or business, Rivards Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales, your home for all things trailer. In East Grand Forks, you can find them on Highway 2 East in East Grand Forks. They have every make and model of new trailer that you're looking for and a service department that can make those trailers run like new again. Grand Trailer Sales bringing you our coverage tonight as well. This is our pregame report presented this evening by True North Equipment, true to your values, ready to serve you, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. Let's give you an all-true scoreboard update before we continue our pregame report. Over at West Fargo Sports Center, West Fargo has routed the Devils Lake Firebirds. That game is in progress, but after 2 periods and now in the third, it is the Packers 8 and the Firebirds nothing. Not exactly a result many would have seen going up against one of the best goaltenders in the conference in Brody Forsberg. However, he's going up against one of the best scorers in Bryce Mattern, who's chasing down history. Came into the night 20 points shy of the state record for points set by Mike Peluso. We all know Mike. 99 points is what he's chasing. Ryan, you said he's got, what, about a quarter of what he needs to chase it down in that game already tonight in the first game of the EDC tournament.
Yeah, he's got 5 tonight, 4-1. So no surprise there. I actually just texted Mike. I said, hey, Mike, your record might be in jeopardy. And he said he's going to do about 5 more games than I am. So Mike's already backtracking a little bit, already trying to put the asterisks by it.
That's great. I like that. You know, we love Mike Peluso, and I've known Mike personally and worked with him. And, I mean, obviously not a greater guy in high school hockey that you have out there in North Dakota. And so to have his, I'm sure he'll be very supportive of his record being challenged.
He did some of our Team North Dakota stuff and had Bryce in the fall. And so I'm sure he's happy to see him having the success he is.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our keys for tonight's matchup. And our keys for the game this evening are brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. For Fargo Davies, one of the big keys tonight is to pick up that pace early. That's one of the things they didn't do against Red River in that game we saw a couple of weeks ago. And help out your goaltender. When you're on the defensive end of things, you've got to make sure that you give your goaltender a little bit of help, because Fargo North has weapons around the ice. But really, for Davies, it just took them a while to shake out and get loose against Red River. They can't do that in a tournament game. They've got to get going in the first period tonight.
No, you can't win a game in the first, but you can certainly lose it. A good start is key for everybody, for both teams. But yes, you're right, Fargo Davies We saw them with a slow start a couple weeks ago. They need to come out and play like they did in the second, third period against Red River for 3 periods, and they're going to be a tough team to beat if they do that.
For Fargo North, get the top end involved. That's something that's very important for them. Caleb Brigham and Liam Olson, Colby Hansen, those are the guys that are going to get some production early. And then a penalty. That's huge for Fargo North. You're the visitor. You don't have the lineup change advantage in this situation. You get Fargo Davies to take a penalty. You have to take advantage of that situation if you're the Spartans tonight.
100%. Special teams always decide these close games. And the other thing I'd add to that is we need to see Fargo North be Fargo North, right? Hard, gritty,
blue collar,
fast,
yes.
Blue collar, relentless, never quit. We need that Fargo North team we've seen over the last few years who just comes at you no matter if they're up 3, down 3. They just keep coming.
Absolutely. Those are the keys of the game tonight, brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center. We'll pause for our national anthem. When we come back, we drop the puck in this matchup. It's Fargo North and Fargo Davies, the Spartans, the Eagles, and we have it for you next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Sports.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
Since 1972, Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop in to Jarrell's and Hockey World. When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need: turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335. Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. We thank you for joining us for our pregame report this evening, presented by True North Equipment. True to your values, ready to serve you in Grand Forks and with 10 locations in the region. And Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. Ryan Cunningham, Ryan Coots. Ryan, I don't know, what has it been? 7, 8 years that we've been doing hockey games together now? Something like that? Does that make sense?
2017 was the first year.
Okay.
2016 was my last year coaching at River. I started the year after that.
Okay, so 8 years.
Yeah.
We've never done a Fargo versus Fargo game in Fargo.
First time for everything.
I guess, huh?
Let's do this.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a 4-5 matchup in the Eastern Dakota Conference. We're excited about that this evening. Spartans, Eagles. The Spartans getting ready to move from our right to left, and Davies and the Eagles from left to right. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Branson Bank and Trust. For Fargo Davies, the starting goaltender, Brecken Metcalf. The starting defensive pair will be Emmerich Netland and Duncan Metcalf. First line, Kaysen Currents with Logan Spiewak on the left and Carter Solberg on the right this evening. And for Fargo North, starting goaltender Kiefer Martin with defenseman Connor Long and Bryce Dietz. Starting first line is Caleb Brigham with Liam Olson left wing and Elijah Inger on the right wing. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Branson Bank and Trust. Real people, real results at fransonbank.com. Davies ends up with a puck on the offensive end and a wild shot off the left wing from Carter Solberg that hit the side of the cage. Spartans come back. Caleb Brigham taking possession. Great pass across the ice for Liam Olson. Back to Brigham out in front. A backhander with just wide. Olson trails, put it out in front of a wave by Elijah Inger. That comes up just offline. Now a shot from the left point rifled in by Bryce Dietz. That'll ring back on the far side wall. And Ryan, we got plenty of velocity to start this one. We're wide open tonight. It's tournament hockey.
Yeah, let her buck. Let's go. Great transitional play there by Fargo North. Started there in the ice. They come down the ice, that top line, and get a great chance. Just missed.
Brody Palmer comes out for Fargo Davies as they put their second line on the ice, and Davies will ice the puck. Our draws tonight brought to you by our friends at Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region, and also by Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround promotional goods store in Grand Forks. A minute gone by here in the opening frame. Saw a lot of pace in that first shift for Fargo North. They were defensive early. Then once they got control of the puck and got up in the offensive end, they dialed up. And there's a one-timer right from the high slot. Got through traffic from Christian Gomez. Good stop made by Brecken Metcalf, reading that behind the play. Now a clearing play that comes in on net, and we'll see a stoppage with 15:48 left of the opening period, as we'll see Kiefer Martin put a glove on top of one and hold for the whistle.
You said a good hard shot by Christian Gomez off a clean face-off win. It ends up hitting Metcalf right in the chest, but that thing was knuckling the whole way, so a good solid save to hang with it by Metcalf and keep it at 0-0 early.
No score in the matchup. Each team with a shot so far here tonight. We draw in the Fargo North zone. Quick turnover off the draw, and we'll see another whistle as Kiefer Martin makes a stop in the butterfly after a little wave and turn at the net. That came from Luke Voller, I believe, for Fargo. Correction, Caden Steenerson took that shot from the wing for Fargo Davies. Right off the draw.
We're seeing face-offs come into play early.
This one won by Fargo North up in the Fargo Davies end. They put it out in front. Now we'll see a whistles. The net's off its pegs. Caleb Christensen coming in. And the net comes off its moorings, and so we'll draw again in the Fargo North zone. And this has got to be a little unnerving for the Spartans to have to take draw after draw after draw on your own end. Bad things happen in these situations.
Yeah, and they're so huge, right? I mean, face-offs play such a huge role in this. You have to know every face-off, where you're going if you win and where you're going if you lose. Because these kind of playoff games, tournament games, are always determined by those little things.
Puck comes out off the draw towards the Fargo North line. Played back up ice for Caleb Brigham, trying to chase it down the left corner. Brigham back checked by Gunnar Majerus. We were impressed with him a couple of weeks ago for Fargo North. He got back to take that behind the net. And a bouncing puck into the corner for Liam Olsen. Olsen can't possess. Kaysen Currents getting back on the back check. Turned it out to the point. Another chance coming from the point by Christian Gomez. And once again, a big stop by Brecken Metcalf behind that play.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, Fargo North gets a lot of offense from their defensemen. You can see Connor Long, 19 points. You see Bryce Dietz, 22. Gomez just at 6, but he's had a couple shots early, a couple good looks from the point there.
15-11 left of the opening frame, and we've had kind of a herky-jerky start to this one tonight. As the draw is won by Fargo North, comes out high slot. Another chance from the high slot, ricocheted in by Connor Long. Took a bounce on the way through off a deflection as well. The puck comes out to the right wall. Inger trying to possess, but could not gain control. Logan Spiewak dumps this up to the neutral zone for Fargo Davies. Back on the north line for Dietz. Dietz tried to put it up ice, and that one was knocked away quickly. Carter Solberg got over to throw a body for Fargo Davies. And North goes back behind their net to pick up the puck. Liam Olsen in his own end. Turns it back up to the line. Another big hit thrown by Solberg. North is getting to be Fargo North. They've been physical in the early going. Takeaway off the right side. A step in towards the net for Fargo Davies, and a steep angled shot off the right side of the ice. That came in from Olaf Ingebretson. Ingebretson ends up turning it out to the right, and we've got a whistle, and the net once again on the north end is off of its pegs, and we'll see another draw coming up. We played only 2.5 minutes, and this one's had several stops and starts.
Great shift on the third line for Davies there. Luke Voller had a couple of chances. He took a shot from the point, Ryan, 100 miles an hour, and I think it hit Ingebretson in the back. If that misses Ingebretson, I'm not sure if Kiefer Martin saw that thing. I mean, there was a ton of traffic, but thankfully for North it did and deflected wide.
You can see the officials are working on the net to try to make sure it doesn't come loose again, as it's already come loose twice, and it almost looks like they're having some problems with where the moorings enter the ice.
Yeah, they always try and go over there and fix that. I can tell you right now, nothing they're doing is fixing that.
Hey, they look good, though.
Yeah.
They look official.
You got to do something, right?
Yeah. We'll draw to the right of the Fargo North goal in the Spartan zone. No score. Got the clock started a couple seconds early there. And the puck comes out towards the blue line off the draw. A step out for Arlen Dilger, who will dump this back up into the Fargo Davies end, and now a puck ends up out of play. Rhino, I don't know if we're going to get home tonight.
Yeah, we might break the all-time record for faceoffs in a game.
It's a good thing the fans don't get to keep the pucks when they come out of play. Well, not all of them, I guess, have come out of play. Boy, we've got standing room only tonight here at Farmers Union Insurance Center. I mean, this is awesome. We've got a full crowd on the rail. We've got them standing around off the glass behind the ice. Olaf Ingebretson coming up ice left side, tried to play one out to a rush for Hunter Peterson, who was in the middle. Pass was a bit too strong off towards the right wall, and a digging match for control along the right boards, and now we'll see another whistle and maybe an offside call or a hand pass. So now we'll go into the Davies end for another draw. Hey, we're 3 minutes in. This thing is charging by.
We're 3 minutes in. The faceoffs are 9-8 in favor of Fargo North.
Shots are 2-2.
And they've all come off draws, Ryan.
Yeah, North has had a lot of very good opportunities right off the draw here tonight, and they'll look for another one to the right of the Fargo Davies netminder, Brecken Metcalf. Davies wins control of it, comes up the near side boards. A charge for Caden Steenerson making his way through the neutral zone. Put the puck towards the middle. Christensen couldn't catch up to it. Now North will look to clear. This one's going to drip back into the Davies end for icing. And so back to the North zone for a draw.
We might as well. We played 9 consecutive seconds there without one, right?
This is crazy. It does give you the feel, though, doesn't it, of a couple of teams that aren't exactly sure how they're approaching the game yet, right? I mean, there's a game plan, and at the same time, you have to respect your opponent. Here's a shot off the draw that's kicked up into the webbing. That one came from Brody Parmer, and we'll draw again in the North zone, but you get the idea. They're rushing shots. They're taking early shots, Ryan. Boy, both teams really seem to appreciate the advantage of the first goal in this matchup tonight.
Yeah, I mean, in a 4-5 matchup like this, I mean, both teams want to push and get chances when they can, but neither team wants to make the first mistake for sure.
Draw comes up the ice. Fargo North charging. They put it in front. Liam Olsen had a chance. Ends up being taken down from behind. Elijah Anger stays with the puck over to the far wall, but this comes off to Christensen for the Davies Eagles. He drives it out as far as the point. North able to hold the offensive zone for a moment. Then a shot from the high slot by Elijah Anger. That gets deflected towards the wall. Briggeman going after it. This will circle back into the corner. Back out in front, quick shot by Briggeman. It ricocheted off of Metcalf twice. Hit him in the glove, hit him on the butt end of the stick, and the puck ends up over in the corner. Boy, some good chances from the high slot for Fargo North early. Kaysen Currents for the Eagles comes down to the neutral zone. Dumped up by Steenerson and taken away. Spartans back up ice, Christian Gomez. Briggeman waiting for help, tried to make a pass from the point. That was broken up. Here comes a 2-on-1 odd man. Spiewak comes up into the offensive end. Now to 3-on-2. Dish and a score, Kaysen Currents. Currents coming off right side will score, and it's 1-0 in favor of Fargo Davies.
Yeah, just a turnover in the neutral zone. Tanner Kylan made a play, Ryan, to snip almost a breakaway for Davies, and he deflected a puck, but it goes right back to Fargo Davies. You'll see it here, and then the 2-on-1.
Here's the replay.
Man, that's
that's a great pass. From a 2-on-1 into a 3-on-2 is really how that turned out into the play for Fargo North. And we'll see the goal for Currents coming at 4 minutes, 19 seconds of the opening period as we await the official scoring. But Currents comes up with the opening goal for Fargo Davies and gives the Eagles a lead. We're getting the official scoring on it as the Eagles come back up the ice. Puck in the far corner for Carter Solberg. He'll turn it back out to the point. Gunnar Majerus trying to play it towards the slot. Currents picks up the goal. There'll be an assist on the play for Solberg. And Spiewak will pick up an assist on it as well. So it'll be Currents from Solberg and Spiewak at 4:19 of the opening period. And it's 1-0 in favor of Fargo Davies over Fargo North here at Farmers Union Insurance Center in Fargo tonight. And Fargo North came away with a good chance while we were waiting for the scoring.
Yeah, they did. Just another great play off the rush and just missed. Another big save there by Metcalf.
Puck comes back into the offensive end for the Spartans, and then Carter Solberg will quickly clear it out. This will be driven back up ice. They wave off the icing call. Transition play by Kiefer Martin off the glass. Slung right back in from the right wing from Olaf Ingebretson for Fargo Davies. Puck back to the far wall. North tries to squeak it back into the neutral zone. They clear too strong. Another icing call, and we'll go back into the Spartan zone.
I'll tell you what, though, after that goal, I mean, the biggest shift after goal is the next one, right? And you don't want to go in that shell. I always tell the guys, hey, after we score, ready for that push. And North brought it. They come right back after that goal with a great opportunity of their own. So good response by Fargo North.
Spartans come up with a push, don't come up with a goal. It's 1-0 in favor of Fargo Davies on Kaysen Currents' goal on what was just a breakdown by Fargo North. And these are the types of teams that if you do turn it over against them, they can come up with something. And that's really probably the way the game's going to be won for someone tonight. A mistake by the other team. Puck thrown back to the neutral zone. They'll wave off icing, and there's a foot race for control. That's brought down by Luke Voller, who gets back on the back check for the Eagles. He turns it back to center ice, and going to see a penalty coming up here. A hooking call that's going to put an Eagle in the penalty box, and it looks as though it'll be Olaf Ingebretson that's going to sit a spell, and the Spartans will go on the power play.
Yep, they're going to bring out their first unit here, Ryan. So a great chance, and 11 minutes left here, down 1 for Fargo North to tie this game.
Time of the penalty will be at 6 minutes and a second of the first period. 10:59 to play officially. 6 minutes and a second on the period. And it's a power play for Fargo North, brought to you by RBB Electric. On call, on time, and online, rbbelectric.com. Pregame into the corner, looking for Liam Olsen. Pregame off the half wall, turning it back to the high slot. Dietz. Pregame dials up a one-timer, blocked. Loose puck gobbled up by Brody Farmer and cleared for Fargo Davies.
Great block shot. I think that was Duncan Metcalf who blocked that shot. Great job.
Now another turnover by Fargo North. Shot comes in. It's picked up by Farmer. He fires and it goes just wide of the net, squeaks it and scores. A turnover by Fargo North and a shorty coming up for Caden Steenerson. Coming up the ice, correction, Palmer rather. It'll be Brody Palmer that scores the shorty, and the Davies Eagles will take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, you said it. Just a turnover in front of the net. It was just a turnaround shot by Palmer. It hit Kiefer Martin at one point. He thought he had it, and it just trickled through somewhere and lands in the back of the net. Right, I don't even think it hit the back of the net. I think it just crossed the line.
We'll get a look at it coming up in a couple of moments. Time of the goal will be at 6 minutes 30 seconds, and it's a shorty for Fargo Davies to give the Eagles a 2-0 lead now over Fargo North. Getting the official scoring on this one as well as the Spartans look back up ice. Near edge, Connor Amundsen will bring it up the ice. Brody Palmer does get credit for the shorthanded goal, and there will be an assist on it for Caleb Christensen. It'll be Palmer from Christensen, shorthanded goal at 6:30 of the opening period, and it's 2-0 in favor of Fargo Davies here in the opening frame of this quarterfinal matchup in the Eastern Dakota Conference Tournament. Puck with Christian Gomez for the Spartans. Rotated through the neutral zone. Back up as far as the line for Connor Amundsen. Amundsen trying to drive through traffic. Puck taken away by the Spartans. Kylan trying to squeeze one down the slot. Ends up being deflected, cleared out towards the near edge as the power play continues. Duncan Metcalf trying to clear. 45 seconds left, the man advantage for the Spartans. But right now, Davies scoring the shorthanded goal to make it a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's details, right? Right, it's details in these kind of games, and turnovers will kill you, and that's what's got Fargo down 2 right now is the turnover.
2 turnovers and 2 goals for Fargo Davies, and they're going to make you pay when that happens as the Eagles cut off another puck in the neutral zone and send it back into the Spartan zone. Tanner Kylan trying to come out with it for the Spartans. Ends up turning it over. Palmer comes out of the offensive end, turns it back to his support, and they tried to clear, but that hit Palmer on the way through, and Fargo North able to jump on top of it. Spartans trying to transition up. Pregame coming through the neutral zone, laying off left side, looking for Liam Olsen, who got a piece. Loose puck back to Palmer, and he'll drive it back to the neutral zone. Power plays over. Fargo Davies back to full strength. First power play of the night results in a shorthanded goal for Fargo Davies to take a 2-0 lead with 8:45 to play opening frame. Up ice, Logan Spiewak trying to set a play. Whistles a wrestler just wide. Puck will come back to the near side of the right wing for Fargo Davies. Spartans try to transition out again. Got it back as far as the checkered line, loose, and Spiewak will dump it back in for the Eagles. Works behind the net. Connor Long is back on the back check for the Spartans. Turned it back into the neutral zone. Off towards the near edge. Rorick, third liner for the Spartans. Dumps up into the Davies end. Eagles get back to it with Carter Solberg trying to return up into the neutral zone. And now a big physical play on that left wing, Kaysen Currents, who was involved in the first goal tonight, wrestling around to the far edge against Arlen Dilger. And the Eagles will dump another one in. Spartans looking to break out once more. Comes near side, Amundsen. Amundsen will dump it back towards the right. They look to get to it. Spartans back, but the Eagles get Mason Peterson back into the corner to back check. Fargo North struggling to find the offensive end and hold it there. And Davies seems to be happy playing some defensive hockey for the last couple of shifts.
Hey, they're up too early. You just kind of got to, I mean, again, you can't win the game this early, but try not to make mistakes and let Fargo back in this game.
Puck back near side, Voller looking up into the neutral zone. Be taken down by Arlen Dilger momentarily. Rorick had a touch as well. Comes loose to the right wing. Kellen Doherty turns it back into the north end. They try to break out with it. Puck gets through the neutral zone. They'll wave off icing. A race back up, and now this will be covered up by Brecken Metcalf. Let's go back to the goal that we had a couple of moments ago. This is the second goal of the shorty that comes up. You see Fargo North trying to break out, just turned it over, and it was that play, first of all, by Spiewak that allowed for Brody Palmer to get into it, and Palmer ends up being able to force that one through off the right wing to make it 2-0 in favor of Fargo Davies.
I mean, it's a 1-on-4 out front of the net. I mean, that puck's got to be cleared and possessed by Fargo North.
Couple of breakdowns for Fargo North have led to goals so far for Fargo Davies. Outside of that, Fargo North has played pretty well, created some chances. There's another that got through traffic off the left point, taken by Gephardt. Ends up being kicked by Brecken Metcalf, but Metcalf has been good as well, and that goes a little unnoticed with the turnovers that Fargo North has committed. Metcalf's been solid in some tough spots tonight for the Eagles.
He has. North has had some clean looks for sure.
Puck bounds out in front of the Fargo North net. Wrestling to it, Colby Hansen for the Spartans, trying to fend off pressure behind his own net coming from Caden Steenerson. Break near side, hit thrown. Duncan Metcalf pinching up, able to make a hit off the left wing. This will float back into the neutral zone. Quick turn by Spiewak. Spiewak tried to come back up the ice. This will leak back out into the neutral zone, and from the line, Duncan Metcalf will dump it in. Back to get to it for the Spartans is Christian Gomez. Got it out to the point. Again, Davies taking control right on the point. This one will leak through. Here comes Pregame. He's one-on-one up the ice. Pregame widening out forehand side. Tries and he scores! Caleb Pregame coming up the ice. Taking the breakout pass. He gets one back for Fargo North. And you might want to take a seat for a while. This one's got some atmosphere tonight. It's 2-1. The Eagles lead cut to 1.
Boy, they needed that in a bad way, didn't they, Ryan? What a play by Pregame. It's a one-on-one situation. He comes down the left side, cuts across the middle, and just waits out the defenseman, waits out Metcalf to set himself, and then picks the spot short side. Unbelievable goal.
Time of the goal officially will be at 10 minutes and 43 seconds of the opening period. And Caleb Pregame coming up ice, 31st point of the season for Fargo North. That'll make it a 2-1 matchup as we'll see another stoppage. Get the official scoring on the goal for Caleb Pregame. There'll be an assist coming off the backside on what was a really nice pass here. Christian Gomez going to pick up the assist. It'll be Pregame from Gomez. Time of the goal at 10:43 of the opening frame, and it's a 1-goal lead now for Fargo Davies at 2-1 as we get started in the Fargo North zone on the latest face-off. And in the meantime, we'll get you that goal. Another look at it coming up here in a couple of moments. And now the Spartans coming back up ice. Good charge by Peyton Rourke. Looking to get down the corner. He had Amundsen on his left. Couldn't continue the play. Now loose in the corner again. Dilger out in front of the score. And there's a turnover by Fargo Davies that's going to be put back into the net by the Spartans as the goal will come in from Arlen Dilger. The third line produces, and it's a 2-2 tie.
Ryan, I think this was an own goal. I think this went off a Davies player. I think Dilger tried to center this. If that's who got it, he tried to center it. I think it hit off a Davies defenseman's stick and just went the wrong way on Metcalf.
Well, we won't get a look at Brighamen's goal now. We'll wait to get a look at Dilger's goal, so we'll have an opportunity to take a look at it. But no matter how it's scored, it's going to bring the Spartans and Eagles even here in the opening period. And you talk about a response that was necessary by Fargo North. They just got the response they absolutely needed. Let's see where it will go here. It will be Arlen Dilger that does get credit for the goal. So Dilger comes over the goal. It'll be an unassisted goal. Dilger by himself. And the time of the goal at 11:05 of the opening frame. The first two to the Eagles tonight. The latest two go to the Spartans. And we've got a 2-2 tie with 5.5 minutes left to go here in the opening period. Boy, have we got action tonight in this one, Rhino. This is the game we were hoping to see, and we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drive from Gomez off the point. Turn back off towards the left. Backhand into the neutral zone for Caden Steenerson. This goes loose, taken back by Colby Hansen for the Spartans. Turned by Gomez, and now Liam Olsen coming back to the neutral zone. He leaks one out front for Kellen Doherty, who had a step. Drives it back to Liam Olsen. No money home as Olsen had to come back to his left against defensive pressure. Eagles get back to the puck. Kaysen Currents on the back check. Loses one back into his own corner. Olsen stepping in. Pregame back to Olsen out in front. Turns one wide. Off the far wall, Logan Spiewak for Fargo Davies. Got it back out as far as the line. It was driven loose from there by the Spartans. Elijah Inger tried to push it back up ice. Instead, back to Currents for Davies. His shot comes in, and that'll be stopped by keeper Martin. Let's go back to the goal that we had a couple of moments ago for Arlen Dilger, and we'll see what happened on it as the Spartans tie the game. You see a step there first and foremost. This comes back out towards the wing, and a little turn back.
Yeah.
And it looked like Dilger was there, but you might have seen something else in that situation, Ryan.
Yeah, I think it was Gunnar Majerus just put a stick down to deflect that pass. I mean, it was a good play, right? Just a bad bounce. It ends up deflecting off his stick back into his own net.
Well, we can talk about gritty areas. We can talk about taking advantage of turnovers. But in tournament play, you got to get a little puck luck once in a while, too.
Got to get lucky.
And Fargo North got a little bit of that in that goal. We're tied at 2 on our all-true scoreboard as the puck ends up in the far corner of the Davies zone, right wing. This comes back out to the Spartans, and a shot from the right point that's deflected wide. Connor Long got a sharp wrister in. Works back in towards the corner. A step back for the Eagles. Duncan Metcalf trying to turn this back. Got it to the far wall. Spiewak will send it back to the neutral zone. Now a long rush to get to it for Kaysen Currents. He deflected the puck loose, and here comes the penalty against Fargo North. And so we'll see a power play coming up for the Eagles now in a 2-2 tie in the opening period. And we're going to see a penalty coming up against Fargo North's Connor Long.
Yeah, unfortunate break for Connor Long. I mean, the puck's loose. He just drops the stick down to make a play on the puck and ends up getting in the feet of a Fargo Davies player. But Ryan, ever since that first goal, and even after that second goal, this has been all Fargo North. So this is a great chance for Fargo Davies to kind of get back in this and control this game a little bit. They've been on their heels.
Time of the penalty is at 13:01 of the opening period. Eagles on the power play, brought to you by RBB Electric. Shot coming in, and Martin stops one. That was headed 5-hole on him from Caden Steenerson. Will draw again in the Spartan zone.
Yep, good play there. Just need Gunnar Majerus. He was in the right spot, but he ducked all the way at the last second. I'd rather have him stay there and try and deflect that puck, but big save by Kiefer Martin.
Spartans back to the puck quickly off the draw. They rotate it back out to the left. Boy, good close on the far side for Connor Peterson to keep that in the offensive end. Now Peterson has it back left circle. Shot goes wide. Rings back out towards the right point. Steenerson stepping in. Drops one back towards the corner. A look and a slash by Caleb Christensen in front. Rebound bounce away from Martin as he makes the save. And the puck comes back to the right wall where it's cut off on the point again. Davies relentless in the offensive end. Shot coming in off the right as Netland stopped it in the offensive end. Steenerson took the wrister. Ends up being deflected back into the corner. Christensen digs it out. He'll go rink wide. Back off to the left. Peterson shot blocked. There's a battle for the puck along the goal line. Turns back out towards the left point. This will be taken up on the left point by Netland. Netland stepping in, looking back behind the net, surveys against Martin. Widens out towards the right wall. We'll see a whistle with something going on. Is the net loose again?
I think that net might be off again. Let's see here. Yeah, net's off again.
1:03 left of the power play. And tell you what, if you're Fargo Davies, you're just starting to build a little momentum in that situation, right? And
that's
then
a tough break. But that whole, 50-second sequence off that draw was, you said it, Connor Peterson, a hard charge to get over to the far side and cut off a puck that was ringing around to be cleared, and he saved it, and it was nothing but pressure after that.
Great recognition for what it is that was necessary there. Puck gets away off the right from Solberg, dumped back into the neutral zone. Spartans have not been able to get the puck back across the checkered line ever since the power play started. We're down to 45 seconds left of it, so the Eagles not a lot of chances, but they've had nothing but puck time in the offensive end since the draw that started the power play. And now another takeaway. Currents right side, shot deflected wide, wrister from Solberg. Solberg picked up his own rebound. He had Dominic Dybert camped out in front of the net, couldn't find him on a return pass. And now the puck loose in the neutral zone. Brigham picks it up. Brigham's got a breakaway chance, and his shot gets turned away. Brecken Metcalf gets a blocker on that before Brigham could put away a shorty. And now the Spartans come up ice as Liam Olsen lost an edge behind the play. They're up 3-on-2, and a shot hit the pipe. Connor Solberg put one in from distance, and he hit the outside of the pipe on his left. Back into the neutral zone with 5 seconds left of power play time. Spiewak coming up, high slot widening, left circle wrister, and it's a stop for Caleb Martin, or Kiefer Martin rather, and we'll draw again coming up in the north zone. 1:57 officially to go in the first period.
Boy, we're just trading chances back and forth here, aren't we? I mean, a huge save by Metcalf on Brigham. I mean, if you're Fargo North and you can pick someone to get a breakaway, it's got to be Caleb Brigham, and Metcalf comes up huge on that shorthanded breakaway attempt.
We draw again coming up in the Fargo North zone, and this is turned back towards the near side wall. Spartans over to get it. Jack Amundsen trying to control. Amundsen turns it back out as far as the point. Dump back into the corner for Brody Palmer. Palmer turns it back far wall, and the Spartans try to step in and take control. They haven't been up ice except for the Brigham breakaway for a while. Palmer turns it back up into the Spartan end. Back towards the corner where it's retrieved on the back check for the Spartans by Connor Long. Long turning it back out near side, deflected in front of the net. This is in on Martin tight, and a wave at it. Then a shot in the back that was thrown. Brody Palmer gets knocked off his skates. Back to Palmer for a one-timer, and Martin comes up with a huge save right on top of the crease as Palmer got a puck coming back to him and hit a one-timer cleanly.
Well, we talked about power plays and penalties and what they can do, right? I mean, Fargo North has not been the same since that power play. I mean, they didn't get the puck out once, and then even after the 2 minutes, once it ended, it's been all Davies now. Fargo North struggling to even get the puck across the blue line.
See if they can do that in the final minute 19 as they will usher Colby Hansen out of the face-off circle. And the draw battle is on. It goes loose in the far circle, comes out to the high part of it. Doherty chipping it free. Doherty's got ahead of steam, 3-on-2 odd man. Doherty right side, wrister shot turned away by Metcalf. Big rebound coming right up the heart of the slot. No one home to take advantage for Fargo North. Loose puck comes out to Olaf Ingebretson for Davies. He'll send one in on Kiefer Martin, who makes another chest-eye save. And Kiefer Martin did not look his most confident as he made that stop, but he holds on as we're inside a minute to play in the opening period.
He did. He had that, but he did the turn, right, where you turn your head and look because you're just not sure if you can feel that puck in your body or not. And, you know, that first goal, or sorry, the second goal was the same thing. It was a shot that hit him. He thought he had it, ends up trickling loose. So that might be in his head a little bit right now.
I think there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people's heads at this point. And there's another wrister off the draw. We haven't seen this kind of action off of draws from teams all throughout the course of the year. And it seems like both game plan tonight that if you win a draw in the offensive zone immediately, put a shot on net. That's been the game plan for everybody tonight. Puck back to the neutral zone. Pregame digging for it. Comes back to Liam Olsen for the Spartans. He'll turn it off right to Elijah Inger. Olsen threw a huge body and just knocked down Logan Spiewak. Puck goes back towards the left wing. Emmerich Netland dumps it up for the Eagles. Turn it back into the offensive end, and this is quickly cleared out on a play up ice for Bryce Dietz, and now we'll see a cover as Brecken Metcalf wants to hold things up. 24.5 seconds left. I think they were a little late starting the clock down there.
It might have been. I think Metcalf got a little flyby there. He, I can see him shooting daggers at somebody from Fargo North as he skated off the ice. So let's get a little negative energy here. I like it.
It's Eastern Dakota Conference Tournament hockey. It's the postseason. This is where the fun times are supposed to come out, right?
Well, this game has lived up to what we thought it would so far.
Yep, especially in the first round of the tournament. A 4-5 matchup. When you're in a 4-5 situation, it seems like just inherently the season has put you in a place where you're built to battle for survival just because of your record, right?
Yeah, it's two evenly matched teams.
Yeah, 10-11 Davies. You got 8-9, 1-3. Neither one of these teams are 500 in the overall. And so they're both been in situations where they battle for survival. Here's Pregame coming up with Olsen on his left. Back to Olsen. Great pass, but it's broken up. Logan Spiewak got back to take that away from Liam Olsen. Comes back out in the neutral zone. Shot from distance that's deflected near edge, and that's going to be the end of the first period of play. Man, did we have action in the first period. Shots are 13-10 in favor of Davies, and at the end of the opening frame, your score on the all-true scoreboard is Fargo North 2. And Fargo Davies 2. We have our intermission report next, and our intermission report coming up here. And our intermission report tonight brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water. We'll come back with the highlights of the first period on the way next. Our coverage of high school hockey will continue in just a couple of moments. After 1, it's Fargo Davies 2, Fargo North 2. This is high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team. Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop in to Jarrell's and Hockey World.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Franson Bank and Trust in Grand Forks is a community bank that caters to businesses, farms, and consumers. They provide customized financial solutions with personalized customer service. Let Franson Bank give you the banking relationship you deserve. Real people, real results.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports tonight. We're at Farmers Union Insurance Center in Fargo, and after a period of play, we've got a good one going on. Fargo North 2, Fargo Davies 2. Fantastic game in the opening period. Fargo Davies scoring on a couple of miscues that came from Fargo North. North took advantage of a turnover and a bad deflection, and so there hasn't been anything crazy so far coming up tonight, with the exception of Caleb Brigham just making an exceptional one-man play. But you've seen some gritty area stuff coming from Fargo Davies, and both teams really looking to capitalize on the other's mistakes in the first period of play.
Yeah, that's exactly what you saw. I mean, a lot of back and forth too, right? But we talked about it. Little things, face-offs matter, turnovers matter. We saw those come into play a lot because there were a lot of face-offs in that period. But those are the kind of things you got to tighten up, right? Each team's got to less turnovers, got to snip that number. And face-offs, huge, because we've seen, like I said, we've seen so many of them.
Yeah, and plenty of opportunities off of them, too.
A lot of shots in that first period came off draws. A lot of good chances also.
I'm wondering, you know, this is a long tournament and it's a long week. Do you have the energy to sustain that kind of energy level for both teams going through the second and third? Because it was foot down and heavy on the gas in that first frame.
Yeah, we'll see. That's an interesting point. You know, a lot of times you see these games, right, where teams come out, you got the adrenaline going. Good crowd, there's some energy. You come out like that, a lot of back and forth, and then maybe in the second period, teams kind of pull it back a little bit. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of a controlled game, or maybe we won't. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully it stays like this for two more periods.
We've been happy with this one tonight. Let's take a look at our highlights that we have for you from the opening period. They're brought to you by Proseed. If you need seed, think Proseed. Proseed.net. Well, we'll get it started. A turnover by Fargo North, and it leads to this opportunity. Caden Currents coming up. Great pass coming on that play. That made it 1-0. The pass came from Solberg, and that was after a turnover by Fargo North. And then another one. The Spartans can't get it out of their own end. Ends up in front. Brody Palmer able to sweep that one through. Got a bit of a deflection and whacked in the second goal of the night. But Fargo North would come back, taking advantage of a miscue by Davies. They fail to hold the zone. Puck comes out towards the near side. Caleb Brigham coming up ice. Buries one top shelf off of the turnover to make it 2-1. And then Fargo North coming back again. This one was also off of a miscue by Fargo Davies. The miscue comes from a deflection in front of the Fargo Davies net. A chance to try to break one up, and on the other side it was Arlen Dilger that tried to come up with a deflection for Fargo North, but in the long run it never got to him as that puck was deflected out. We believe that one of the Eagles stepped in front of it and got a stick on it, although the goal does go officially to Arlen Dilger. But 4 mistakes, 2 by each team, both lead to goals, and when you're a 4-5, you know, you might not have that speed or that opportunity to break somebody down in a 5-on-5 game, so those mistakes are hypercritical. And both teams made a couple there in that first period.
Yeah, mistakes are huge in these kind of games. We've talked about it all period. I'll tell you what, though, what I really loved about that period was just the pushback from Fargo North. I mean, boy, oh boy, at 2-0, all of a sudden you're looking at this one like,
Could have gotten away at that point.
What is going to happen to Fargo North here? But this is the Fargo North we've grown to love, right? The team that does not quit. They keep coming at you, and they get the next two, and played great, to be honest. I mean,
their chances off the draw were fantastic. They got shots through. They shot hard. They skated hard. Yeah.
There was no lull. Even after the first goal, there was a pushback on the next shift. After the second goal, they kept pushing. The only thing that really broke it up was that penalty late by Fargo North, and Davies controlled that last probably, 4 minutes of that period?
Sure.
With a couple exceptions there from North on some rush plays, but a lot of back-and-forth hockey. Fun to watch.
Scoring summary with Who Lit the Lamp, brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. They make the lamp and the light shine brighter. First goal of the night, Kaysen Currents. The assists on it go to Carter Solberg and also to Logan Spiewak. That was the entire first line that comes up with a point. 4:19 in the first. Then a shorty, Brody Palmer scores with an assist from Caleb Christensen, and Palmer sticks in a shorthanded goal at 6:30. Made it 2-0 Fargo Davies. The goals for Fargo North, Caleb Brigham on that breakaway, taking advantage of an opportunity. An assist coming on that from Christian Gomez off the blue line. That was at 10:43 of the period to make it 2-1. Eagle lead cut to 1, and then it's tied as Arlen Dilger gets an unassisted goal at 11:05, and that's the one that we think was deflected. And those two goals for Fargo North came only 22 seconds apart in that first period. So 10:43 and 11:05 of the frame. And at that point, Fargo Davies was probably reeling a little bit, and they responded well with, like you mentioned, the last 4 minutes to try to reclaim some control of the game at that point.
I did not realize those goals were that close.
Right.
I thought there was more separate, probably because there was about 4 faceoffs in that 22 seconds. But yeah, I guess I didn't even realize that as we were watching. They were 22 seconds apart.
2 goals, 22 seconds apart for Fargo North to tie the game at 2 apiece. That's your scoring summary and our intermission summary. And our intermission summary here tonight is brought to us by our friends at High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. With the system from High Plains Water, you get better quality of life in your home. No more scaly buildup around your fixtures. Better tasting water right out of the tap. You'll also have cleaner laundry with less detergent and appliances that last longer, saving you money. High Plains Water, they are your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and it's brought to you tonight as well by Grand Forks Welding and Machine. They are the men of steel. It's time to get rolling soon. We're going to have the 40s coming up next week. If you're ready to get after your work, Grand Forks Welding and Machine is ready to help you. If you put your implements away needing repair last year, broken, twisted shafts, holes that need tightening up, Grand Forks Welding and Machine is ready. Stop and see them, 1812 Gateway Drive in Grand Forks for Grand Forks Welding and Machine. A break on our intermission report. We'll come back, review scores from the other matchups in the Eastern Dakota Conference tonight with an all-true scoreboard summary. So stay with us. After 1, it's 2-2. Fargo North, Fargo Davies on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
You've been waiting for a chance to do something that matters, something big without a big price tag. Welcome to Northland Community and Technical College. Here you can have a big impact on a small campus, in classrooms that mirror today's workplace, with instructors who teach from experience and know you by name. You've been waiting for a place like this. Are you ready?
Need seed, think Proseed. Proseed.net.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersales.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Plus, they also carry a full line of ice melter products for your home or business. To check out all their products, go to rivards.com.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports Tonight. Intermission report from our 4-5 matchup here in the quarterfinals, brought to you by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel. And after a period of play, your score here tonight is Fargo Davies 2 and Fargo North 2. Let's take a look at our scoreboard update. Scoreboard updates brought to you by Alltrue. Regular screenings with Alltrue's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. West Fargo puts up 53 shots tonight against Devils Lake, and a 5-point night for Bryce Mattern this evening. Mattern's on the board with 4 goals and a helper as he tries to chase down Mike Peluso's record for scoring. He's at 84 and needs 15 more after tonight as West Fargo rolls up Devils Lake 9-0. That's a surprise. I don't think we expected Devils Lake to give up 9 goals, but West Fargo seems to have Devils Lake's number from time to time.
They do, and nobody seems to have Bryce Mattern's number. He just seems to be able. I mean, he gets 5 points a night now, it seems like, for the last, 6 weeks? It seems like every game he plays, he's got 5.
He's on a mission, Rhino. He's on a mission.
I wonder if he knows that number's out there. He's got it, right?
Here's the thing. They get a state tournament game, and it's going to be, they get a state tournament appearance, right? And it's going to be a thing. So West Fargo moves on. West Fargo will move on to take on Grand Forks Red River. The Riders score 4 in the second, 3 in the third tonight, and knock off Mayport area by a score of 7-0 this evening. Shots were 46-4 in favor of Grand Forks Red River. They held Mayport without a shot in the third period tonight. Goals this evening: Rylan Beadall with a pair, Spencer Vetch with 3, with 2. Also Caden Ulmer a goal. Cale Gruenberg gets on the board tonight, and Ryan Wasvik gets on the board tonight as well for Grand Forks Red River. And in progress at Purpur Arena, it's 2-0, now 3-0 in favor of Grand Forks Central. They just put a goal on in the second period. Mac Blue, Logan Nielsen, Trey Clausen have scored tonight for the Central Knights.
Josh Cunningham's favorite player.
You're not wrong.
Possibly.
Trey Clausen, I think, is probably Josh's favorite player.
He's one of mine, too. So.
2-2 after a period. For those of you that are viewing this in Fargo and around the state tonight, Trey Clausen from Grand Forks Central gave my son some skating lessons, and Josh is a whole new skater, skating backward literally after that lesson. I don't know why, but it kind of weighed true with him. A breakout pass from Liam Olsen that gets cut off. Back up ice, Carter Sahlberg for the Eagles. He gets turned around, puck loose along the line. Currents will sweep it back into the Fargo North end. 2-2 between Davies and Fargo North as we start the second period in this one tonight. Puck comes out near edge, goes loose in the high slot. Olsen trying to play it back up ice. Turned, and Currents comes back with it for Davies in the north end out of the left corner. So circle back over to the right. Sahlberg holds one in. Back behind the net. Connor Long taking it as Davies goes off on a short line change here in the middle frame. This will be sent back to the neutral zone. Elijah Enger trying to get up ice, and he gets cut off. Dominic Dyberg comes back to take the puck and sends it back towards the near corner. Eagles trying to come out again. Gunnar Majerus looks into the neutral zone for Spiewak. Spiewak, high slot, dropping one off near side for Christensen. That got taken away. Too easy a turnover that time by Fargo Davies. A rush on the near side boards. Long gets up ice, gets a snapshot away, got his own miss, tried to curl it back into the corner, ends up leaving it top of the high circle for Kellen Doherty. He'll put it back behind the net. Hansen with some pressure for Fargo North. Now out to the point, Gomez. Gomez will turn one back into the corner for Doherty. And behind the net for Connor Amundsen for the Spartans. He tries to chase it down to the corner. Caleb Christensen for the Eagles comes back with it. Puts it back towards the net. A stop. Gunnar Majerus plays it up the wall. A toss back towards the left point. Hansen holds it in again. Hansen doing battle along the wall. This deflects back into the neutral zone. A chip on Caden Steenerson's stick. He puts it out in front. Here's a rush and Palmer scores. Wow, what a goal. Palmer coming in, puts a deke on, and just beats Kiefer Martin to make it 3-2 Fargo Davies.
Yeah, just a great play in the neutral zone. Fargo Davies just kept advancing that puck, Ryan. You'll see it here, just kept moving it up, and every time a guy got taken out, the puck knocked away. Another one followed. Watch right here, boom. Coming in right here.
And watch the deke on the end of this. Shakes the shoulder, comes
nice
back
play
to the forehand side. That's an unbelievable play for Fargo Davies. Time of the goal will be at 1 minute and 44 seconds officially in the frame. And Fargo Davies strikes first blood in the second period to make it a 3-2 Eagles lead. That's a huge momentum play too, Rhino.
Yeah, it is. I mean, continuing where they kind of left off in the first period.
And Palmer has 2 goals tonight now for Fargo Davies.
He's been really good tonight.
Yeah, he's having a great night tonight for the Eagles. And now North gets a shot away on a turnover. It sounds like there will be an assist for Steenerson and Kaysen Currents. So Steenerson, Currents on the assist. It'll be Palmer from Steenerson and Currents. And the time of the goal at 1 minute 44 of the second period to make it a 3-2 lead for Fargo Davies here in this quarterfinal of the Eastern Dakota Conference Tournament. Currents knocking a puck away for Fargo Davies. Loose puck to Mason Peterson for the Eagles. Swept back up the ice. Spiewak left point. Spiewak looking, firing. Kiefer Martin didn't have that one in his sights, but got a body in front of it and sent it back into the corner. Comes off the near side wall. Sahlberg trying to control for the Eagles. Works back into the neutral zone. Back to center ice for the Spartans, and Peyton Rorick will dump it back up into the Davies end. Spartans go off on a short line change. Duncan Metcalf confronts the puck behind his own net, and now Metcalf will look to turn it back up ice with Emmerich Netland. Off the end wall, back to Metcalf in the right corner. Netland on the left side wing. He'll look up into the neutral zone, was able to find Hunter Peterson. Peterson driving in towards the corner, taken out as he got towards the wing. Tanner Kylan stepped in to take control of it for the Spartans. Kylan out to center for Liam Olsen. A bit short. Hunter Peterson able to take control. Sweeps one down looking for Olaf Ingebretson. It'll come back near side wall. Liam Olsen has a puck in front of him. Olsen rushing up the ice hard, trying to get one ahead of the defense from Duncan Metcalf. Olsen turned it back towards the slot, looking for Pregame, and ended up winging wide towards the wall.
Boy, just missed him though, Ryan.
Liam Olsen out to the high slot, stepping through a pair of defenders. Got wrapped up with some defensive pressure and an elbow from Connor Peterson. That was a physical play. They say play through it. Olsen out to the point. Shot comes in. Knocked away off the paddle by Brecken Metcalf into the corner. Gomez will take it back to the point. Drives one. A short-sided attempt by Olsen off the wall. Turned back to Brigham far side. He'll come back to Gomez left point. Slap shot blocked. Deflection comes back towards the right. Picked up there for the Eagles and sent back up the ice by Olaf Ingebretson, and the Eagles want to change up again.
What a shift by Liam Olsen. He was a one-man wrecking crew on that shift for about 20 seconds, Ryan.
Yeah, had a couple of good possession opportunities, came up and put some forward pressure on.
He just didn't quit. He just kept going. Great shift.
Christensen behind the net for Fargo Davies, and now we'll see a whistle as it looks like the net on that side of the ice will be off its pegs. And once again, it's on Kiefer Martin's side of the ice.
Well, yeah, okay. This time was not his fault. The defender went behind the net there for North and got a stick caught in the twine and popped that thing off. But I get what you're saying.
I seem to remember coming down to this building,
I know what you're going to say already.
And there was this guy that...
You're going to invoke the name.
The net was always coming loose on his side of the ice, too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What was his name, Zach? Zach something?
Something like that. He was pretty good, if I remember.
He was
right.
really good, but that net, boy, that thing would just come loose once in a while. I think they warned him once. Puck deflected on a shot from the point.
Yeah.
We were here for a game, and they did talk to him about it, right?
Yeah, they did. And if you asked him about it to this day, he'd just smirk at you and,
hey, sometimes if you're not doing that, you ain't trying. You know, it's just kind of the way it goes. You know the old adage. When we write the book today, Ryan, there will be a chapter devoted. Here's a loose puck, comes out in the neutral zone. Doherty trying to get up ice. He was beaten to the spot. Good back pedal for Gunnar Majerus. Got it back into the corner. Spartans hold on to it, and then a stick broke right in half for Kellen Doherty. I mean, literally snapped right in half. Puck comes back out. Palmer, who's on fire, sends one back up the ice. Caleb Christensen picks up a carom off the end wall, swept one in towards the net and hit the side of the net, and perhaps Martin. Back to Spiewak on the right point for the Eagles. 3-2, Fargo Davies leading by 1. We played a little better than 6 minutes, rather a little better than 5 minutes, I should say, here in this opening, or rather second period. Puck back to neutral ice. Sahlberg looking back towards the near edge for Kaysen Currents. Currents was out-dueled for control by Arlen Dilger, and the puck back to the Spartans in their own end. Leighton Olsen looking back up into neutral ice. Comes back behind him. He found Connor Long. Long stepping across the checkered line, off the far wall just to play it up ice. And a look back into the right corner. Arlen Dilger's back after it. Dilger holds it up while Rourke steps in. Good play by Rourke to put a body on. Keep that puck in possession of North. Comes to the right point. Carter Gephardt trying to hold the offensive zone. Leaks back into the neutral zone for Sahlberg, who scores from distance. Wow. Carter Sahlberg from the right point rings one into the net, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Eagles.
just a catch and shoot by Carter Sahlberg at the top of the circles or dot, and he just rips one far side off the post.
You didn't even see this coming. Puck looked to be held in for North at that point. Doesn't look like it's much. Then it comes out to the right, and Sahlberg, he was beyond the circle.
Oh, yeah, he was
and
out
just
there.
was able to ring that in on the left pipe. That makes it 4-2 in favor of Fargo Davies. The official time of the goal will be at 5 minutes and 46 seconds for Sahlberg, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Eagles. And here we are again at a point where North needs to answer if they're going to stay relevant in the game.
Yeah, they need a big push here, Ryan. Big push.
Sahlberg's on the board for a second time tonight. Puck played out right to the top of the crease, ends up flailing through Pregame. Comes back into the neutral zone. Sahlberg does pick up credit for the goal, maybe unassisted. Actually, there will be an assist for Logan Spiewak on it. And there will be another one as well, and the second assist to Mason Peterson. So Sahlberg from Spiewak and Peterson, 5:46 of the frame, and that makes it a 4-2 lead for Fargo Davies in our 4-5 matchup here in the quarterfinals. Puck right side, Christensen coming out neutral zone. Palmer into a 3-on-2. Off the right, it's Christensen trying to drive one towards the net. Picked up the loose puck in the corner, turned it back, and now the Spartans come away with it. Pregame in the neutral zone, trying to get around a defender. He got a snapshot through the legs on the defender near edge of Gunnar Majerus, and Majerus reaches out at the end of the play and shakes his hand for getting that shot through his legs, and it was stopped on the back end by Brecken Metcalf. I don't know how Metcalf saw it. I don't know how Pregame got it away. That's an unbelievable play that doesn't score a goal.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he had Liam Olsen trailing, Ryan. He looked back. I mean, literally turned his body, looked back at Olsen like he was going to drop, then squared back to the net, used the defenseman as a screen, and had a great shot on net. Big save by Metcalf.
Ingebretson driving one into the corner for Fargo Davies. Hunter Peterson gets back to it. Peterson on the end wall. Still lots of game to go here, but for Fargo North, they need the next goal, down 2. This is the second time they've been down 2 tonight. They were down 2-0 to start the game, came back with 2 goals in 22 seconds, but they've given up a pair of goals here in this period about 4 minutes apart. Puck back behind the Davies net, a step by Dominic Dybert into the corner. Gets cut off by Colby Hansen. Hansen turns it out to the point, shot that dribbles just wide. Tanner Kylan put it in. It was deflected, and that's after Brecken Metcalf came out to confront on the top of the crease. That got behind him, but just missed the spot. Eagles get a loose puck back in their own zone. Dybert stepping out to the near side wall. Sidesteps a defender up into the offensive zone. From the top of the slot, a shot that goes wide, and the puck will ring back into the corner. Spartans back after it, and some physical play beginning to pick up here on both sides. We're seeing the hitting really begin to amp up a little bit. Spartans come away. Colby Hansen to the offensive end. 3-on-3 as Hansen widens into the corner. Took a shot from Luke Voller to hold him up along the wall. Voller's able to pick up the loose puck as well. Brings it back to Mason Peterson on the Davies left. They'll turn it back to the neutral zone. A step up ice for Ingebretson. He looks, quick shot near side. That one came from Carter Solberg, and a stop by Kiefer Martin to hold for a whistle.
Yeah, good stop by Kiefer Martin. He needs a couple of those in a row, Ryan. Just some big saves to get him back in this game. But that play comes off, and we always talk about in the second period, that long line change. North had their fourth player going off on a change, and he was late getting to the bench. And that turned that, what could have been a 3-on-3 into a 3-on-2 for Davies.
Eagles pick up a puck, and Spiewak right off the draw, put one in. Kiefer Martin was able to stay with it. Puck comes off the left wall. Spiewak continues to dig for it, got held up. That could have been a penalty.
Yeah, that could have been a
Surprising
penalty.
that didn't get called. The crowd wants it, but they're not going to see a penalty called on that. And the puck comes loose to the high slot where the Spartans were waiting. Jack Amundsen will play it off the wall. Again, can't get it out, though. This has been the story the last probably period and a half or 3/4 of a period. Fargo Davies inside the Fargo North zone and not allowing the Spartans to clear. Puck left side for the Spartans. Jack Amundsen trying to come up ice with it. Feathers a pass into the neutral zone. It's cut off. Taken by Voller right in front of his own bench. He steps off on a change, and a ring shot comes out to the right, picked up by Ireland. Dilger, his chance, knocked down by Metcalf off the chest. Then Dilger runs an eagle right into Metcalf. He put on a hard hit to Emmerich Netland. That took Metcalf out in the crease. Spartans play the puck back up ice. That's a hit I think Davies is probably going to remember because that was pretty much all on its own. Puck turned back into the north zone. Battle for it along the line. Comes back to Palmer for the Eagles, and he'll drive it down the right side wall. Rings back towards the near edge. Spartans over to cut it off. Lucas Jackson, one of the fourth line wingers, comes up with a touch. Comes off the wall for the Eagles. Steenerson drives one back towards the corner. He got turned around. It works back to the point. Duncan Metcalf sidesteps the defender. Now a hesitation of the circle, and he scores! What a play! Duncan Metcalf sidestepped the defender, went hesitation in the circle, and puts one in top shelf to make it 5-2 Eagles.
Duncan Metcalf looking like Cale Makar out there. Did you see that, Ryan? I mean, first he fakes out one North defender, then he does the edge thing where he slides on his edges and snaps that thing, I think, short side, but a great shot nonetheless. Timeout for Fargo North here.
Now let's take a look at that one again. You'll see Metcalf do the magic. He picks up the point, the puck on the right point, sidestep the defender. There's the hesitation, change directions, stops and scores. And Fargo North is down 5-2 to Fargo Davies, and Tyler Klein, the head coach of the North Spartans, will have to call for timeout. We'll have a timeout as well, brought to you by Apex Apparel in Grand Forks and Big Jim's Tire. We're back with more in a moment here on KNOX Live Sports.
Need seed, think Proceed. Proceed.net.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersales.com.
Well, as we come back, Fargo North made a difficult decision. Two of them, in fact. One was to use their timeout here in the second period to try to reset the game. The second was to make a goalie change. Dominic Crocker will now come into the matchup for Fargo North. Crocker will come on to replace Kiefer Martin. And the Spartans find themselves down 3 to Fargo Davies by a score of 5-2. Boy, I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's all Kiefer Martin's fault, but I guess that last goal from a lot of distance, and he gave up a couple here in the second period from distance. And once in a while when you send a message, that's what you do, right, Ryan?
It's the easiest way to kind of make a change that right, to get something going, to get a spark, to get anything going, but Fargo North's got to go like right now.
Puck into the corner and played by Kaysen Currents for Fargo Davies. He'll turn it back towards the far wall looking for Solberg. A stop, and Spiewak comes up with a takeaway. He tries right side, and Crocker knocks that one down. That was from a short-sided attempt. First big challenge, and now a huge hit. Just stepping in and throwing a hit is Luke Voller. That took Liam Olsen out. Another hit set in the corner, and the puck ends up free. And now a takeaway by Spiewak. He tries. Crocker knocks it away. A rebounded puck, and we'll see Crocker reach out and cover it up. The Spartans completely defensive at this point against Fargo Davies.
Yeah, I think Fargo Davies right now is sort of feeling some confidence right now. Some big hits there. They're pushing hard, but that sequence there, they forced Crocker to have to make 2 or 3 big saves as he jumps in the net. Just the inability of North to get that puck outside the blue line, Ryan. They've gotten it, inside that 5 feet so many times, and it's got turned back by Fargo Davies. Those just kill you when you can't get the puck out.
The vast majority of the end of the first, and I would say all of the second, have been played inside the checkered line. I mean, there's just been nothing offensive for the Spartans. Now, they have 17 shots, and they record some shots in the period, but it hasn't been sustained pressure for Fargo North at all. And here's an icing call against the Spartans, and they just have not been able to get anything going. Fargo Davies has been relentless on the forecheck. They've been relentless in possession, relentless in transition.
Wow. And going back to what we were just saying, when the puck, when you get the puck in your end and you're getting it out to about the blue line, you're starting in your brain to transition, right, from defense to offense. So you're starting to think, hey, we're going down the ice, and then that puck gets turned back. All your momentum's going the other way. You're thinking offense, now you got to get back and play defense. It's really hard, and a lot of times those turn into goals.
Kellen Doherty, a pass intended for the Spartans, leaks out high, ends up in the Davies end. Spartans trying to get back to it in the neutral zone. They'll play it back to their own line for Tanner Kylan. Kylan whiffs on a pass. It comes loose to the wall and taken back by Olaf Ingebrigtsen, who will dump one in for Fargo Davies. Played to the far side boards, bounding through pressure. Duncan Metcalf, who had a great goal a couple of moments ago, cuts one off for the Eagles. Back into the neutral zone, puck along the line to Hunter Peterson. Now once again left side for Emmerich Dietrich, or rather Netland, I apologize. He'll turn it back up. Spiewak steps around a defender. He gets to his forehand spot, and Crocker makes a big save off that. Eagles starting to loosen things up and play with a lot of confidence. Now there was a bad hit on the right side, and one of the Eagles crumpled to the ice, and that's Carter Solberg, who's slow to get up on it. Clean hit, apparently. Puck comes back up the ice. Spartans unable to control it. Goes behind the net. Dominic Dybert looking to cut it off. Plays it back up right side wall for Stenerson. Quick turnover and a quick snapshot. That will be stopped. A play from Jack Amundsen. And it's been a while since Duncan Meda was tested. He was up to the challenge on that puck that was lost at point-blank range.
Yeah, point-blank save. And I think that's one of the things that we saw in that River game from Metcalf was not only the amount of saves he made, but just how confident he looked in making those saves. Everything looked easy. And again, like you said, point-blank chance, and he just swallows that up like nothing.
Yeah, it was very automatic for Duncan Meda on that stop, and maybe beginning to build a little confidence here. I don't think he was this confident in the opening period, but the nerves settling in, plus it's easier to play when you got a 3-goal lead, I suppose. Liam Olsen jumping up ice for Fargo North. Oh, he got turned around hard on the hit. Loose puck comes back to Spiewak. Spiewak coming up for Fargo Davies. He lost the puck. It's taken back by Pregame. He'll look for Liam Olsen, but now Fargo Davies getting to be a little bit of a bully as well. There's some hitting going on. Olsen comes back to throw a body of his own. He got stood up on the play by Gunnar Majerus as the puck goes loose to the far wall. Olsen looking for Pregame. It'll be deflected. Olsen tries to get it back behind the Davies net. Ripped away by Kaysen Currents for the Eagles. He put it off the wall. It's quickly held on the point. Connor Long for North turns it back into the offensive end. Dybert's over for the Eagles in the far corner. Popped up on a dasher as Pregame made a flail for it. Ends up loose behind the net. Wyatt Anderson stepping in for the Spartans. Steered loose, works back in the corner, and played back out for Fargo Davies by Gunnar Majerus into the neutral zone. Under 4 to play now, second period. And a big period this far for Fargo Davies as they've taken control to take a 5-2 lead here in the second.
Yeah, you said it. They're kind of bullying, kind of pushing Fargo North around. I mean, now they have a 3-goal lead. They're feeling pretty confident. The hits are starting to come. They're pushing hard on Fargo North. Man, Fargo North's got to get one before this period ends, don't they, Ryan?
Well, you would think. And if you're a Fargo Davies fan, this is the kind of game that you're having right now that makes you feel like going into a semifinal, you can pull off something pretty extraordinary because you're playing well. I mean, Davies is playing. This is not the same Davies team that we saw against Grand Forks Red River a couple of weeks ago. They're more aggressive, playing with more pace. They're more wide open. Here's a 3-on-2 odd man for the Eagles. Soft shot that goes wide of the net coming from Hunter Kupich. He goes back behind the net. He tries to battle for it. Rings back out to the near side wall. 2-on-2 for control. Dumped into the corner by Mason Peterson. He'll chase down a body. Elijah Anger back on the back check. Struggling to get back to the puck. Goes loose in the corner again and now steered back towards the far edge. Inger over to get it against Caleb Christensen for Davies. Works out to the point, held in by Voller. He keeps a shot low, and it goes wide of Crocker. Palmer looking for a hat trick tonight. Tried for a touch along the near side wall, dumped it into Christensen. Fought free of Christensen, rolls back loose. Bryce Dietz over to pick it up, and Dietz will clear, but nobody on the back end of it. And that'll bring us to 2:39 left. Time for a Vegan Construction game look-in tonight, brought to you by Vegan Construction. Designers, builders, engineers doing quality work in the area since 1938. Fargo Davies, the first two and the latest three. Big night tonight for Brody Palmer, who scored twice for Fargo Davies. And the Eagles have a 5-2 lead in this first round matchup. Game look-in brought to you tonight by Vegan Construction. Another turnover, and a shot hit the side of the net that came off the stick of Connor Peterson. Boy, the Spartans going to be kicking themselves at the end of the night with these turnovers.
Yes, yes, they absolutely are.
Puck back to the neutral zone. Pregame back to get it for the Spartans, back behind his own net. Turns it back out towards the right. A step back up the ice off the right wing, coming from Olaf Ingebretson. He comes out left wing. Connor Peterson against a pair of Spartans. Turned around as he got to the circle. Ingebretson stays with it. Sends it back behind the net. Brighamen's there for Fargo North. 5-2 Davies. Red River has gone final tonight with a win, 7-0. West Fargo 9-0 with wins. They punched their ticket. Here's a shot from the right point, and Brecken Metcalf reaches up and pulls one in. Get a score update if we can on Grafton and Grand Forks Central.
I think Central just scored to make it 4-0.
5-0. Yeah, 5-0. Donovan Bollock and Ryland Spicer adding goals up at Purple Arena. Shots are 28-7 tonight in favor of Grand Forks Central, so a 5-0 lead for the Knights. And that matchup looking to punch their ticket to the semifinals, and they would meet the winner of this game. Puck out to the point, put out in front, quick backhanded shot. It stopped underneath Metcalf. He didn't know he had it. It was right in front of the net for Peyton Rorick, who tried to backhand it in. Metcalf stopped it with a blocker and held on for the whistle.
Great save by Metcalf. That's about the first one where he looked a little bit, I don't want to say shaky, but he just looked like he didn't know if he had the puck. But again, he's just right there every time.
Shots are 22-20, but it doesn't feel like it's been that close in the second period. Puck comes out to Sahlberg, deflected away from him. Arlen Dilger comes up for North. Lost it behind him, and the Spartans' Bryce Dietz looking to get back to it. Spiewak tries to corral him in the corner. Spiewak taken out low by Dilger. Puck loose to the high slot. Quick shot, rifles wide of Crocker. That came out to the high slot for Gunnar Majerus, who sent it in with a little bit of pace. Loose puck right side. Another play across the slot taken by Spiewak. He got turned around. Pass through Sahlberg, comes back to the point. Held in by Dominic Dybert. And the race continues for control with North just unable to get the puck out. This is just brilliant forecheck hockey tonight for Fargo Davies. They've committed to it all 5 positions. Puck goes back to the right and it's pulled away, and now here's a puck out to Sahlberg, who fires it. Crocker makes a big glove save with 55 seconds left. But Ryan, I don't think I've seen forechecking like this throughout the season. I mean, Davies is on you player to player, zone to zone. They don't want the puck getting outside the blue line.
Yeah, at this point, it's all North can do is just fire the puck out of the zone. They can't carry it. They can't pass it out. They can just kind of chip it off the glass maybe, or they're content even to just throw it down the ice for an icing and take draw, but then it just seems like it stays on their end again.
Puckins back up in the left corner. Gomez looking for the loose puck. Got turned around. It nearly plays back out in front of the net. Palmer gets taken away. Liam Olsen trying to come up ice. Poke check by Christensen to disrupt him. Palmer going high to hold the puck in the offensive end. Gomez off the wall. Sneaks one through the neutral zone. It goes loose left side for Elijah Inger. Inger came back to Liam Olsen. It was off his skates and couldn't be controlled. Steenerson playing it back to the neutral zone. They'll call icing. 28 seconds left of the frame. Second intermission coming up. We'll take a look at the highlights here in the second period, so stay with us for that. We'll give you a complete run of the scores. And also we'll take a look at the WDA tournament, which starts on Thursday. Some interesting stuff happening at the end of the year. Maybe a late loss for Minot. And of course, my favorite team out of the West, the Jamestown Blue Jays.
Just always right there, aren't they?
5 seed. They're the Fargo North of the WDA, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Puck comes back into the neutral zone. Sahlberg stepping up into the offensive end. Sahlberg backhander in front of the net. Well set play. Couldn't hook up with the intended target, Kaysen Currents on the rush. Puck comes back towards the left wall, taken there by Tanner Kylan. Kylan into the neutral zone. Works back near side. Little contact there. Netland will drive it in. Down to 5 seconds, and that's going to be the end of period number 2. And not a good period for North. Had a hard time digging it out of their own end. Fargo Davies racks up 3, and the Eagles have a big lead, and the Spartans have a big deficit going to the third after 2 on our All True scoreboard. It's 5-2 Fargo Davies over Fargo North tonight. That will take us to our second intermission. Brought to you tonight by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks and Grand Forks Welding and Machine. The Men of Steel. We've got more coming up in a couple of moments, so we invite you to stay with us. When we come back, we'll dive into those scores from around the area. This is our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Men of Steel.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Wow, Ram buyers, listen up. Right now, get 22% off all remaining Ram trucks at Nelson Auto in Grand Forks. Yep, you heard right, 22% off. You pick 1500 or heavy duty and save 22% right off the top. Or get 0% for 72 months on select Wrangler, Grand Cherokee, Pacifica, or Dodge Hornet. These are huge discounts and 0% is back. It's a great time to take a test drive. Grab these huge discounts and low financing now at Nelson Auto Center, Grand Forks.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports, through 2 periods tonight. It's Fargo Davies leading Fargo North by a score of 5-2. Our intermission report this evening is brought to you by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel. And a 3-goal lead tonight for Fargo Davies that could be insurmountable, because it's not just about the 3-goal lead for the Eagles. It's the way in which they built it. There's 17 minutes in a period, and they may have spent about 16 minutes of that 17 minutes ahead of the checkered line, perhaps even in the offensive end, to build up a 3-goal lead. But the forecheck for Fargo Davies, really ever since North scored those 2 goals to tie things up at 2 apiece in the first period, the forecheck by Fargo Davies has been impressive tonight.
Yeah, it almost seemed like they started the game kind of sitting back a little bit and kind of letting the game come to them, but like you said, North got those 2 goals to tie it. they took that penalty, and from about that point, it has been all Fargo Davies.
It has. Yeah, absolutely it has been. Let's take a look at our highlights from the second period of play. Brought to you by Proceed. Need seed? Think Proceed. Proceed.net. First goal, it's Brody Palmer that comes up with it, and a couple of really impressive plays here for Fargo Davies. This is Palmer getting away. Palmer with a deke at the very end, comes back to his forehand side and scores. You thought that was going to be the goal of the period. It turned out it wasn't. Here's another puck that just ends up loose at center ice, and very quickly we see the transition come up the ice, and Solberg from long range, he was able to ring that in off the far pipe. That made it 4-2. And then this one, this is Metcalf out on the point. Metcalf sidesteps the defender, hesitates in the circle, picks a spot and goes top shelf for a goal. And that made it 5-2. And that goal by Metcalf, probably the play of the game so far here tonight, a 5-2 lead for the Eagles.
Yeah, he dropped 2 Fargo North defenders, one with a fake shot, one with a little sidestep thing. That was a great goal.
Yeah,
and the shot, too, short side, just froze. Martin was in net, then froze Martin and just snapped the top shelf.
And that forced Fargo North to take a timeout. They went to a change. So Dominic Crocker came in at that point in the goal and was able to make a handful of saves of his own at that point. He was able, he was tested as well.
Yeah, he had a couple. There was that stretch where he had 2 or 3 right in a row. I think one he was on his back trying to make a save. One he had to dive for one. So he didn't come into an easy situation and get let off the hook. They challenged him right away early, but like you said, that whole period was just Fargo North just pushing down. Or I'm sorry, Fargo Davies just pushing down on Fargo North. Fargo North could do nothing, just barely get out of their zone. That's the best they could muster, was just throw it off the glass and out.
Absolutely. The scoring in that period, Brody Palmer scores his second goal of the night. That goal from Brody Palmer was assisted by Caden Steenerson, Kaysen Currents at 1:44. Then at 5:46, the long-range goal came from Carter Solberg. Solberg's on the board for a second time tonight, as he had an assist on Kaysen Currents' goal earlier. So Currents with 2 points after assisting on Palmer's, and then Solberg with 2 points after scoring a goal in the second period tonight. That was assisted by Logan Spiewak. He has 2 points on the night now as well. Also an assist coming on that play from Mason Peterson. And then Duncan Metcalf scoring that pretty goal that you just saw. That was an unassisted goal for Duncan Metcalf, and that one came at 9:33. But here's the scoring so far tonight. Carter Solberg, a goal and an assist. Brody Palmer, 2 goals. 2 assists for Mason Spiewak tonight. The guy that's impressing us, Brody Palmer, when we get into this East Region tournament, Ryan, there are some guys that are the underclassmen, right? They're not the seniors that start to show you a little bit of what they want to be when they get to 2025-26. Brody Palmer has been very good tonight for Fargo Davies, their second line left winger.
Yeah, not even just the points that he's had. He's been involved in, what feels like just every play that Davies made. There's other guys making plays. It just seems like every time you look up, Palmer's doing something. He's had a great game. He's just flying around the ice. He's involved in everything. He's forechecking like crazy. He's had a great night, along with a lot of the other names you mentioned. You did mention Solberg. He took that big hit, across the ice from us, and was slow to get up and slow to get on the bench. I don't know if I saw him back on the ice after that hit, so you might want to pay attention to that.
I thought he was out there once again.
He might have been.
Yeah,
he might have been.
But he was hampered by it, no question. And so shots 23-20, Fargo Davies, but Davies taking the 5-2 lead at the end of the second period. That is your intermission summary, brought to you tonight once again by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel. When we come back, a full All-True scoreboard update. So we'll run you through what's happening out there as far as our scores are concerned in the other games, as we do have a few that have gone final, and Central probably closing in on a final against Grafton Park River tonight up at Purpur Arena. And at the end, it's projected at this point that the top 4 seeds would survive and move on to the semis on Friday night. We'll also update you on the West Region tournament. That coming up as we continue on our halftime, or I should say rather intermission report, so do stay with us. This is our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Franson Bank and Trust in Grand Forks is a community bank that caters to businesses, farms, and consumers. They provide customized financial solutions with personalized customer service. Let Franson Bank give you the banking relationship you deserve. Real people, real results.
From tears in cleaning your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Plus, they also carry a full line of ice melter products for your home or business. To check out all their products, go to rivards.com.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop into Jarrell's and Hockey World. ProAg in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything ProAg has to offer.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335. Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivard Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Through 2 periods of play tonight here at Farmers Union Insurance Center. It's Fargo Davies 5 and Fargo North 2 as we get ready for third period action. Our intermission summary tonight brought to you by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel. Let's take a look at the scores with an All-True scoreboard update. Scoreboard updates are brought to you by All-True. Regular screenings with All-True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. In progress right now. They just started the third period. And Grand Forks Central with a 5-0 lead over Grafton Park River. That's respectable, though. Grafton Park River was just beaten by the Knights 12-1 about a week ago. And Grafton Park River playing what we were told by the folks in Grafton, their absolute best game of the year to knock off Fargo South Shanley to get into the tournament. And so probably playing pretty well right now. And, you know, we talk about these, you know, I guess characteristics of these teams that are in this East Region tournament. Central and Red River are usually the two bosses of the tournament. West Fargo's the team that's athletic and looks to unseat them. Fargo Davies battles their way into a home seed. Fargo North is always looking to upset somebody. Devils Lake lives on a goaltender, right? And then Grafton Park River's the tournament team, right? That's the thing that we always say about this tournament. You see Grafton Park River, I don't care if they're the 10 seed, which they're not, they're the 9, but they just find a way to string something together, usually in the EDC tournament, that scares the daylights out of you.
That's why they're the spoilers, right? I mean,
Yeah.
That's the name, right?
That's their name, yes.
I'll tell you what, it's been a little bit of a dry spell for Grafton Park River. Back when I played, though, I mean, they were a tournament staple.
Sure.
I mean, it was Red River, Central, North, South, GPR. Now, we had less teams back then. But, man, when Grafton's in the tournament, the whole town showed up. It was just a different atmosphere. I remember the first year of the state tournament was the first year after my senior year. They had it at the new Ralph for the first time.
Okay.
Grafton Central championship game. The game was delayed 40 minutes because they filled the lower bowl and they had to put people in the upper bowl, but the cheerleaders had their signs. So the cheerleaders had to go up and pull their signs off to open up sections for seating. So we need Grafton to find their way back to glory and get in to be one of those teams because it's just better when they're there.
The first state championship game I ever called was Red River, Grafton Park River. That would have been Jacob Benson, John Lazat, and they had split in the regular season. The lost one up in Grafton Park River. That was a bit controversial. Yep, and then came up with a win at home, and they really controlled Grafton Park River in that state championship game.
I think we won that game 7-1.
7-2, if I remember correctly.
7-2.
Yeah, there might have been one late. That might not have mattered a whole lot, but Jacob Benson had a great game. John Lazat hit anything that moved. That was the recipe, right?
We could do an hour on John Lazat stories if we wanted
We
to.
absolutely could, yep. 5-0 though. Grand Forks Central leading Grafton Park River. That's the other game that's in progress in the East Region tonight. Finals that are coming in. Red River outshoots Mayport area 46-4, wins 7-0. But I'll tell you what, fans of Mayport area, come back to Purper on Friday and bring it with you again. Do it again, right? I mean, wipe this one out. Red River and Central, they just do their thing in this tournament, and that's fine. Forget this one. Come back and play loose. You got Devils Lake. I mean, that's a nice matchup, right? Devils Lake and Mayport area, and I hope the Ice Dogs come into Purper and just play loose and well in that second game coming up on Friday.
Yeah, I saw a Facebook post today. Just someone else posted on, and I saw on my feed. It was just like, hey, Mayport fans, get out to the rink tonight. So, again, same thing. Bring it on Friday. Let's pack that building. Let's have an electric atmosphere. It'll be great.
And then in the first game that went final tonight, West Fargo outshoots Devils Lake 53-18, scores 9. Packers defeat Devils Lake tonight by a score of 9-0. 5 points for Bryce Matter and 4 goals and an apple as he goes to try to chase down the all-time single-season scoring record held by Mike Peluso. He had 5 goals he needs, or 5 points, he needs 15 more. Now, in the West region, play-in games last night. Dickinson, the 9 seed, upsets Bismarck High. And the Demons just struggling with that program in Bismarck. 4-0 final. The Midgets are moving on to the first round, as is Williston with a 7-0 win over Hazen Beulah in the first round of that tournament, which was the play-in round. They will move on to Mesa Arena in Minot on Thursday. I can't imagine. I mean, what a great place to play a tournament, right? We'll talk about the matchups as we get ready there. But first of all, we've got to get a third period started here tonight between Fargo North and Fargo Davies. We'll give you the first round matchups in that West Region tournament when we have an opportunity. But right now, the Spartans need a couple of goals, and they'll ice one looking to try to get up ice. In that West Region tournament, Minot's the top seed, they get Dickinson. Mandan's the 4, they get Jamestown. There's nothing more West Region-y than Mandan and Jamestown in the first round of the tournament in a 4-5 matchup.
West Region-y.
I love that.
That's as well put as you could have put it.
I mean, I love that matchup. I really do. Snapshot coming from the right point that sprays up and over the bar from Duncan Metcalf, who had a great goal back in that second period. Puck out to the high slot. Sahlberg dumps one back in. The Fargo Davies forecheck has been relentless ever since the end of the opening period, and they start off well here as well. Sahlberg trying to play one out in front of the net for Currents, who is crashing. Comes loose to the wall. Liam Olson tries to turn one up ice. Back into the corner. A stop by Dietz. He'll turn it back behind the net for Fargo North. Boy, there's just nobody to pass the puck to for the Spartans. Sahlberg got free in front of the net again. Here comes Pregame up the ice. Tries to wave one through a pair of defenders. Poke checked off his stick. Sahlberg turns it back to Spiewak. Back to Sahlberg. Shot that got blocked. Sahlberg stays with it. He gets roughed into the wall by Dietz, and Pregame turns the puck free. He's down numbers coming up. Looks like Eagles going to play a little bit of a trap here. Pregame looking to beat it. Got back behind the goal line. Comes back out to the right wall. Looks towards the slot, but no one home. I think he was looking for a play up ice from Connor Amundsen, and Amundsen kind of stayed put on the high slot. And this will come back to the right wall in the neutral zone. One skater loses his edge. That's Christensen. Gomez is able to poke it free, but it comes back to the line for Gunnar Majerus, and Majerus will ice the puck. So again, first round in the West Region. You've got Minot Dickinson, you've got Mandan Jamestown. Mandan's the 4. Bismarck Century finishes the 2. They get Williston and Legacy and Bottineau Rugby, the 3-6 matchup. That'll be Thursday at Mesa Arena. I'll tell you what, Ryan, I mean, I know that we do this home ice thing in the first round. There's a drive from the high slot by Gomez, but can you imagine going to Mesa Arena in the first round of the West Region tournament, taking in 4 games? Great arena.
Arena.
They have just got it put together in the West Region, don't they?
They do. That's a great facility out there. It's a great place to host a tournament.
Someday they're going to try to make a play for the state tournament. I know they don't have the seating, but they're going to do something. And I mean, the state tournament's never in the West Region, right? And that's because they don't have the arena for it. But there's going to come a point where an argument's going to be made. I just don't know how long it will be.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst place, right? If you had to go out west, I mean, we're spoiled here because we only have to drive an hour or 10 minutes, whatever it is.
Depending upon, yes. Loose puck to Palmer. By the way, I was told it's Palmer. I may have just shorted the R. I knew it was Palmer, not Palmer. But when you're saying things in a very fast pace. Palmer and Parmer can sound rather close, but I'll do a better job of trying to accentuate
Enunciate, Ryan.
Yes,
Enunciate.
I'm working on it, okay? I'm a brown chicken, brown cow, okay? Puck on the far side wall. Gunnar Majerus on the boards. Ends up losing it behind him. Back to get it for Fargo Davies will be Voller. He'll come back towards the near side. Voller comes back out to the left now and drives one through the neutral zone. That'll be iced. We'll see a draw coming up, brought to you by Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround promotional goods store in Grand Forks, and also brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 egg supplier of tires in the region.
Yeah, you had mentioned it right off the hop here, and Fargo Davies maybe playing a little bit of trap. It's not necessarily a trap, but just they're always going to have 3 guys back. And so if you're Fargo North, you got to get 3. And not only do you have to get 3, but you have to get 3 against a team who's forechecking like crazy and playing really tight defensively.
Central's tacked on 2 more in the third. They lead 7-0. Second goal of the night for Donovan Bollock. Ryder Burris gets on the board for the first time as well. Just about everybody on the roster has scored now tonight for Central up at Purpur Arena. So the story has been written, with the exception of this one here tonight, as we combine. And we had a clock mismanagement that took place there. We'll get the clock corrected for you, off by about 30 seconds. 14 minutes to go for those of you that are tuning this one in. So we'll get to that as we were trying to check out some scores. Puck on the near side wall for Hunter Peterson for Fargo Davies. He turns it back up through the neutral zone. Spartans come away with it. Here's a breakout opportunity. 2-on-1 odd man rush. This is Inger coming in. Inger takes the shot and it goes wide of the net and ends up escaping the arena. And we'll have a draw coming up with 13:42 to play here in the third.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity by North, but you got to think chances like that, a 2-on-1 Ryan, are going to be few and far between. Gosh, you got to finish that one. Get yourself back in this game. Tell you what, if they can get one here in the next little bit and get it to 2, I think we've got a game again.
They'd have to get one right away. You've got to have enough time to try to turn this thing around. And if you're Fargo Davies, just more of the same. This puck's out in front of the net. Digging and sliding, Elijah Inger couldn't come up with control. A very nervous moment for Brecken Metcalf as he took a long look at it onto his left. Puck comes back out neutral zone, taken away by Kaysen Currents. He ends up losing the puck in the Fargo North zone. Spartans trying to leak out ahead of that trap, or a man back, if you will. They're going to wave off icing here. They had Pregame trying to cherry pick on the right side, right in front of the line. He ends up not coming up with the puck cleanly. Inger turns it away. This works back to center for Logan Spiewak. Spiewak through the neutral zone, dumps one in towards the net. Crocker will make the stop and will cover for the whistle. A little bit of contact on the end of that as a couple of players careen into the end wall. And the good news is that we got our clock back to correct. There's 13 even minutes left to go here in the third period.
Boy, Dietz just laid a hard hit on Duncan Metcalf down on the end wall there. I think Metcalf's fine, but he was slow skating off the ice. He felt that one. I felt that one.
5-2 in favor of Fargo Davies as we draw again in the north zone. Puck bounce towards the net. Gomez cuts it off. Turns it back out to the neutral zone. We go loose to the circle. Doherty turns it away. A step back for Colby Hansen to take possession. He dives around a defender, puts a shot on Metcalf that's high and wide. Back to Gomez on the point. He'll drive it back into the corner. A step to the corner for Elijah Inger to pick it up. Rings back towards the far side. And now the Eagles getting a little sloppy north up the ice. Another drive that goes high, but that's the first time we've seen some concerted pressure from Fargo North since really the end of the first period.
Yeah, a good couple minutes here from Fargo North. They're starting to get some zone time, some pressure, and they bring back the Pregame line. I got a feeling, Ryan, these guys might be going every other here to end this period.
Got to do what you can to keep your best players on the ice, and like you said, Ryan, the window grows short. You get to about the 9-minute mark, and you're down 3 goals, and it really starts to get tough against a team that's playing defensively like the Eagles are right now. Steenerson stepping up offensive end of the corner, being chased by Liam Olsen, got turned around. Puck comes off the far wall. A puck by Elijah Inger comes back behind him. Taken for the Spartans by Tanner Kyland. He'll play it through the neutral zone, waving off icing here. The race back for Dominic Dybert. Dybert looks like he's about 8 feet tall, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's got a head on everybody out there.
Dom's one of my 16U guys, and when you stand next to him, you just keep looking up until you meet his eyes.
He's an imposing presence without question. Spartans with the puck back in their own end. Connor Long plays it through. Pregame getting loose, takes on a pair of defenders. That's a shot deflected. Liam Olsen comes after it in the corner. It's drifted out of the corner by Connor Peterson and back to the neutral zone. Spartans back to it on their own line, looking for a pass turned over. It's taken back by Olaf Ingebrigtsen. He gets up ice by himself.
Penalty.
End up losing it. Now we'll see a penalty coming up against the Spartans. And we'll see if it's going to be a shot or not.
No, it's not. I was just asking for it.
He had a step. Taking away a scoring opportunity. They're going to get him for a slashing call. And it looks like the guilty party for Fargo North will be Connor Long. So Long for slashing. Time of the penalty will be at 5 minutes and 31 seconds of the third period. And now a power play for Fargo Davies, and it's brought to you by RBB Electric, on call, on time, and online, rbbelectric.com. So we draw on the Fargo North end, power play, puck leaked out. Here's a breakaway, Kellen Doherty. He's all by himself, fires, and it goes wide to the net. He had an opportunity against Metcalf, had a chance to measure him, but it goes wide of the net, and the Eagles alert quickly, back up into the offensive end of the man advantage. Back behind the net is Solberg for Fargo Davies. He'll turn it back to the point for Spiewak. Back to Solberg. Spiewak, high slot. They dial up the one-timer, and a shot stopped by Crocker that came from the left point from Duncan Metcalf. Loose puck picked up again by Solberg. Metcalf trying to reel it in. Will pick it up off the wall. Turns it back towards the corner. Kaysen Currents a stop. Back to Metcalf, left point. He'll send it to Spiewak on the right. Spiewak into the corner. A look by Currents. He'll come back towards the right. Step in by Dybert. Dybert into the corner. Playing it back to Solberg. Spiewak again. Another one-timer. This one driven wide again by Metcalf. And now the Spartans will look to clear, and they do. And they'll clear on net.
Yeah, we saw this a couple weeks ago against Red River. They take Big Dom and just plant him in front of the net like the Bruins used to do with Chara, and just take as much real estate as you can, man.
Kaysen Currents leaving one to Spiewak, and his shot goes wide of the net on Crocker. Puck will go back into the neutral zone, and here come the Spartans again trying to get a step. Liam Olsen's in by himself, drags it out in front of the net. Kick save by Brecken Metcalf. There's a collision on the end of it as Pregame came charging in. They'll break that up before it gets out of control, but a big kick save by Brecken Metcalf to keep that one from becoming a shorty for Fargo North.
Yeah, great play by Liam Olsen there. Right, I feel like if he hangs on to that and steps around, but hard to judge from up here when you're on the ice. You don't know. It's a different look, right? But huge save by Metcalf nonetheless.
40 seconds remaining on the power play. And it's Fargo Davies on the power play, but we're drawing in the Eagles' end after a shorthanded rush for the Spartans.
Not to mention, a breakaway and then that play by Olsen. The chances on this power play have come from North.
Puck comes back in possession for Emmerich Netland for the Eagles. Netland coming up offensive end, 4-on-2 for a moment. He'll come to a stop. North gets back defensively. Puck back to Caden Steenerson, right point. 5-2 Davies, under 10 to play in the third period. Shots are even at 25 apiece. Puck off towards the left. Peterson taking a look down to the doorstep. They had an open net, and it wasn't a tap in for Caleb Christensen. It is if he holds on to it. He had Crocker moving.
Oh, boy. That was a well-executed play by Davies.
Caleb Christensen's going to kick himself on that one, and he sees that back on film. Instead, the puck loose in the neutral zone. Steenerson back at it. He's up in the offensive end. Power play over Steenerson. Backhander, and Crocker will make the stop. And we'll draw on the north end with 9:25 left of the third, but once again, 5-2 lead for Fargo Davies. They get a bit aggressive on the power play. Expect them now to get back. Extra man back deep. They played it that way for the first 7 minutes of the period, or rather 5 minutes of the period.
Yeah, not that you want to be shorthanded down 3, Ryan, but you always talk about sometimes that the team on the power play can get a little bit lazy, and you can get some opportunities shorthanded. That's exactly what North did there.
Just couldn't bury them. They've had a couple of those chances that they haven't been able to put away tonight. Solberg, high slot
nice
to traffic. Crocker will take that one, little jab on the end of that. And we got some back and forth. Oh, Kaysen Currents threw an arm after taking one. There's an elbow into Kaysen Currents' shoulder strap. He's looking in jaw jacket with Peyton Rorick. In the middle of all that, I think, is Connor Long for Fargo North. And we'll see if cooler heads are going to prevail and no harm, no foul, or if anybody's going to the bin. It looks like we're going to say no harm, no foul on that, and that's tight in the EDC tournament.
I'll tell you what, there was a pile up, 4 guys down there, and I saw a fist of navy and yellow, and I saw a maroon helmet snap back. But
I did, yeah.
Like you said, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, hey, you know what? We play on, right? Double minors at Totino Grace. Nobody did anything. It's all good. Back out in front, Solberg with a drive from the left circle that ends up being deflected wide into the corner. And Solberg tries to wrestle it down as he locks up with Connor Long in the corner. Long comes away with it and head of steam into a 3-on-2 odd man. Long got to the high slot. Defender catches up. Jab pokes it, or actually poke checks it off his stick. And now back to the way comes the transition from Kaysen Currents and Fargo Davies. Halfway through the third period, 5-2. The Eagles on the opportunity of 3 second period goals have taken a 3-goal lead and have held it with strong defense throughout the third. They've gotten a bit loose, given up some chances, but have held on. Voller in the corner for the Eagles. Turns it back in for Solberg, back behind the net. Solberg loses control. North plays it out to the right for Kellen Doherty. Doherty coming up the ice. Got wrapped up by some defensive presence from Kaysen Peterson. Doherty throws a body on Palmer. Turns it back behind the net. Voller ends up turning it over. Pregame into the high slot, finding Gomez. Gomez into traffic. Shot was blocked. No one knows where the puck is. It's finally located by Doherty, then knocked loose in the neutral zone. And Doherty will have to play it off the wall into the Eagles' end. Steenerson back to pick it up. And here comes Fargo. Davies back on the rush. Caleb Christensen a stop. Palmer will backhand it in towards the net. And a transition play coming off the side by Dominic Crocker, the new goaltender for Fargo North. Gomez taking it away. Under 8 to play now. Gomez into the neutral zone. His loose puck cut off by Emmerich Netland and dumped into the bench. We'll see a draw with 7:33 left in the third near the neutral zone.
A little bit of animosity out there, Ryan. It seems like there's a shot given or taken after every single whistle. No one's made any friends tonight, I can tell you that.
I'll tell you, Ryan, we don't get to live and breathe the Fargo hockey scene. Obviously, Grand Forks guys on the regular, but you sort of get the idea that every single one of these teams has a little something with all the rest of them, and the only time they come together is that they all dislike Central and Red River. That's probably the way that goes, isn't it? Spartans back up into the offensive end. Puck loose. Peyton Rorick ends up losing his stick behind him. They're digging 2-on-2 for control back behind the net. It goes loose into the corner. Eagles transition it back out. Currents looking up the ice, trying to weave a pass in for Sam Glur, who comes out as a fourth-line winger. Fargo North dumps one back into the offensive zone. No icing here. They put it out in front and a wave at it. Loose puck comes back near side. Dietz into traffic, goes wide of the net. This will ring back into the neutral zone. On a push is Hunter Kupich, who gets turned around on the far wall. Then he ends up losing control of the puck from a hit as well. This is poked loose on the right by Rorick. Rorick coming into the circle. Backhanded. He had a wide open net. Couldn't score it. Back to the high slot. Shot wide. Rebounded puck and he scores! Fargo North with a flurry from the top of the crease, waving at it back and forth, and the Spartans will score to keep the game on life support for Fargo North. It's now 5-3 Davies as the Sellies being taken by Connor Amundsen in front of the net.
Boy, chances like crazy. I don't know, who was the defenseman that shot that? Was that Dietz that shot it from the point? Right? I think it hit, you can see it again, I think it hits the corner and drops straight down and is sitting on the line after this great save by Metcalf.
There it is. This comes back out high. Actually, from the high slot, the initial shot was taken by Dietz to set up the play. Dietz likely picks up an assist on that goal as they sort out the scoring below us, but that is just an old-fashioned, gritty area goal that will come at 10 minutes and 22 seconds of the period as we wait for the official scoring of it. Let's see who they credit the goal to. While Fargo North with a renewed sense of urgency, and they do give it to Amundsen. There will be an assist for Dietz on that play, and Peyton Rorick as well. So it's going to be Amundsen from Dietz and Rorick at 10:22, and it's not over yet. Fargo North's back within 2 at 5-3. They score another here and give themselves a chance at the extra attacker, and all of a sudden this game gets turned around in the opening round.
Yeah, Doherty just follows up that goal with another great chance, and a big save by Metcalf again shortly after the faceoff, the goal to make it 5-3.
Connor Amundsen with the goal for Fargo North makes it 5-3. Fargo Davies lead cut to 2, and the Spartans beginning to crank up their intensity a little bit and getting a bit crisper with control of the puck as well. Elijah Anger widening out near wall, had one knocked behind him. It goes through Spiewak. Brigham back to pick it up for the Spartans. His pass to Liam Olsen held up. Olsen will dump it down. They're going to wave off icing here. And now the Spartans have a chance to come up in the offensive end. They put it near the net, and a drive goes just wide from Elijah Anger. Set by Brigham and could not get hit cleanly. Back out to the neutral zone, taken by Olaf Ingebretson. He comes back behind him for Peterson, and Fargo Davies is offside. And we'll draw with 5:17 left in the third.
Oh boy, was that a close call. It was a puck that was iced, but they waved off the icing, and Davies, their defending players, just gave up on it. They thought it was going to be icing. They kind of gave up on it.
I didn't see it hit anybody. I thought it was going to be icing as well.
Yeah, I think it got deflected right at the line, right off the stick, possibly, or else they thought that, I think it was Sahlberg back, could have reached out and didn't give enough effort. Could have been one of those two things.
2-goal game, very manageable once again, when once it was a 3-goal game and out of reach. And here come the Spartans, 2-on-1 odd man again, left side Dilger. Dilger looking for a chance, puts a shot on. Metcalf will make a save as that one came to his right. It'll go loose to the far wall. Peterson trying to play it up. And now we see a stick taken from Connor Peterson on the far side. Spartans back with it again. They go looking for Dilger. They put it back towards the net, and Metcalf just kind of making a paddle play on it. It's rushed back out in front of the net. Rorik, and a quick snap off the right side that came in from Jack Amundsen, and now we've got pushing and shoving on the end of the play again. Snapshot out of the right circle. That play was set by Peyton Rorik. Big save again from Brecken Metcalf. Will draw in the Davies zone with 4:43 left in the third.
Boy, Fargo North is all over the net right now. I mean, they are getting pucks to the net. They're getting bodies. They're getting chances. Metcalf's keeping North in this one right now. I'm sorry, Davies.
He is. He's made a couple of big stops. And Fargo North has been a little offline with their chances at a couple of moments as well. Another puck deflected loose, and again, Brecken Metcalf will put a glove on it. And a draw coming up in the Fargo North offensive zone, the Fargo Davies zone, brought to you by Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround promotional goods store in Grand Forks, and by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of egg tires in the region. Spartans win another draw, snapper into play, and boy, Metcalf didn't see that one until it was by him. Puck comes back out in the neutral zone. Liam Olsen trying to hold it up. Kaysen Currents takes it away. He drops for Spiewak. Shot wide of the net on Crocker. Goes loose behind the net. Liam Olsen steps in. He's got a charge. Olsen up into the neutral zone. Great pass off to the right side. A drive from Pregame, back to Olsen behind him. Loose puck back to the point. Drive, and Metcalf makes another huge save on a drive from Sam Glur. Correction, drive from Bryce Dietz. Hit cleanly off the left point.
Boy, what a rush by Pregame. He slid it across. He just missed Liam Olsen. He just missed Anger. Both were going hard to the net, and then followed up, like you said, Dietz with just a bomb from the point.
Clock down to 4:14 officially here in the third period. They draw to the right of Metcalf in the Fargo Davies zone. Another draw won by the Spartans. Play into traffic in front of the net, wide of Liam Olsen, who will take it. He tried to go back for Pregame, who finds the puck. Pregame turns, waves on a short-handed, or rather short-sided chance, and now a shot from the high slot from Tanner Kylan that's deflected back into the neutral zone. Kylan back to get to it for Gomez. Gomez takes a hit loose on the wall. Liam Olsen, he's got a 3-on-1. Olsen measuring Pregame, one-timer goes wide of the net. It was bounding on a bounce, and he never got it cleanly. Caleb Christensen for Fargo Davies turns it back out in front. Cut off in the neutral zone by Kylan. Pregame trying to get a step, but he lost the puck. Christensen follows it, and now we'll see a whistle and a draw coming up on the Fargo Davies line. May have been offsides against North.
It'll be offsides. We're down to 3:34 here, Ryan. You got to think goalie's coming out here.
If you're Tyler Klein, you're thinking about it.
No timeout either, so this is going to be on the fly. No time to draw up a play, no time to talk things over. You're just going to have to pull them and run with it.
Draw gets going on the near side. Taken up by Fargo North. They've won several draws in a row here, and the puck will end up back down the corner. It's rotated back to Duncan Metcalf on the near side. Sprayed out to center ice. A reach and a look back off the left for Olaf Ingebretson. Ingebretson will turn it back into the corner as well. And for the first time in a while, the puck ends up back in the Fargo North zone with 3:10 to play here in the third. Pushing and shoving out of the corner. Dilger reaching for it. Rorik reaching for the puck. Comes back off towards the near edge. Got through on the point. Will sneak back into the Fargo Davies end. Spartans will give chase. Metcalf back. Davies changing. They're down numbers in their own end. Metcalf turns it off towards the near side looking for Olaf Ingebretson. A stop in the neutral zone. A drive down to the corner. Off the end wall. Steenerson with it. Rushes back into the neutral zone. This one will get through, but no icing here. and Crocker coming to a sliding stop. Then he hit an official with a transition play. The Eagles come away. Solberg with a chance. Oh, what a save by Crocker. Coming back to his right after the official started the play on a deflection. Crocker comes up with wholesale thievery against Kaysen Currents.
That was a 2-0, Ryan. That would have been maybe the most unfortunate goal I've seen in a long time. If that would have ended up in the back of the net. I mean, it's a great play by Crocker to get out and rip that puck around. Hits an official, bounces right to Davies, who go in on 2-0, and he's forced to make an unbelievable save.
Well, draw again on the Fargo North end with 2:25 to go. And if you're the Spartans, you got to be thinking about emptying your net if you can get up in the offensive end. Shot coming in, and Crocker looking for a puck back right along the goal line. Crocker reaches back and covers it as it was loose, 5-hole. Couple of things. First of all, final in from Grand Forks tonight. Central wins 9-0 over Grafton Park River, so the Knights are on to the next round. And for those of you that are hockey fans joining us tonight, check out our colleagues out west for the WDA tournament at Mesa Arena, as PSP Network, who's become the dominant voice for sports coverage in western North Dakota for a number of reasons, not just because they do it in bulk, but because they're good at it. They've had a great handle on the West for a while. PSP will have coverage of the WDA tournament coming up for those 4 games, in case those of you that are out in the western part of the state taking this one in on a Tuesday are looking to shift gears to the west on Thursday. Our friend Nick Holberg along with Mario Lamoureux on the call. Dave Wilson, Todd Davies will fill it out. I saw Todd just this last weekend, the Grand Outdoor Show in Grand Forks. He was up visiting a child that he has at UND and decided to stop in and look at some campers and some boats. I don't know if he bought one, but probably should have.
Probably should. Why not?
Why
You're
not?
there.
Yep. We got out of there without buying a camper this year. It's a rare feature. Normally we're trading in or doing something. Final 145. When does the net empty? Crocker out as far as the hash marks, looking for an opportunity to leave. Fargo North can't get the puck into the offensive end cleanly and hold it. They go back into the neutral zone to pick it up. Bryce Deans turns it down the wall, and there goes Crocker. The extra attacker going to come on the ice for Fargo North. The net is empty in the Spartan end. Brady Palmer puts it back behind the net. Pregame trying to control for the Spartans. Works out towards the near side. A look-up ice for Peterson. He'll bring it back to Palmer, who's looking for the hat trick. And Palmer took the shot a bit late, got it taken away. Here come the Spartans, 3-on-3. Liam Olson off the left wing. Comes into the circle. A look, short-sided attempt. Goes wide, that time against Brecken Metcalf. Out to the point, Spartans again. Drive, open net, and a wave at the puck that comes up just empty by a pair, including Bryce Deans. And now a puck is cleared by Fargo Davies back into the Spartan net. 50 seconds to go. The Spartans would have to hurry. Fargo Davies looking to hold on in a 5-3 game. Puck loose in the corner, picked up by Arlen Dilger. Dilger turns it back towards the wall. Collision out in front. Liam Olson had a chance. Couldn't find it. Puck loose again to the high slot. Turn and fire wide to the net. Another loose puck for Pregame. Another play back to the high slot looking for Dilger, and Dietz be broken back up. Put back behind the net. Dilger the chase on it. Works back to the right for Liam Olson. He played it in. Puck on an edge. Rolling. Just missed the pipe. Icing with 21 seconds left to the third.
Boy, just some great pressure by North, some great looks. They just could not find a handle in front of the net, Ryan, but not for lack of opportunity.
North's been all around it tonight. I mean, they really have. And credit to Fargo Davies for playing the game they needed to here in the third, but they've received a couple of good graces as North shots have been offline.
Yeah, and Duncan Metcalf, again, has just been big tonight. He's been really, really good.
We'll draw it to the left. So Brecken Metcalf, who's also been pretty good at times tonight for Fargo Davies. Puck leaks through in the circle. Quick backhanded pass down to the crease. Liam Olson trying to play it back out for Pregame. And we're down to 10 seconds left of the third. Here's a chance to ice it. Puck near the net wide. Another icing call. With 5.6. We stopped our clock with 4. They might have stopped the clock a little early down there. Maybe some North partisans down there in the scorer's box, huh?
Man, 2 and 5.6 seems tough.
It does. Yeah, it seems a little out of range at that point. Score off the draw. Score off the draw.
Like off the draw.
Right, yeah.
Like slap this in.
That's what it takes. Puck back to the wall. Down to 2 seconds. And one last chance up and over the bar. and Fargo Davies is on to the semifinals in a game that we thought would be a good one, and it turned out to be a good one tonight. Fargo North gets a goal back in the third, but Fargo Davies with a dominant second period tonight, and they will win by a final score of 5-3. Fargo Davies evens their record at 11 apiece. They're on their way to the semifinals, and Fargo North will drop to 8-10, 1-3 on the season. For those of you watching the tournament side of things, we go back to our drive for the title, and this is not updated, but you'll be able to see what's happened tonight. Central, the win, takes on Fargo Davies. That will be a 5 o'clock game that'll take place at Purple Arena coming up on Friday afternoon. And Red River winning tonight will take on West Fargo. Red River beat Mayport area tonight, and West Fargo defeated Devils Lake. Next game for Fargo North will be in the Constellation semifinals, the 11 a.m. game. That will be against Grafton Park River. Oh, that's going to be a doozy. Grafton Park River dug in, made Central work for it tonight. They're feeling tournament time, and now they're going to go up against Fargo North for survival in the first game of what could be a great slate of EDC games coming up on Friday.
Did these guys just play? Didn't North and Grafton just play at the end of the regular season and win the last couple of games? I thought, did Grafton beat them? We might have to look maybe.
I don't think Grafton had points. I think they only had 1 point in the league standings this year.
Okay. I thought there was a close one between, or maybe it was Devils Lake, I'm thinking. I was thinking Devils Lake and North.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happened in the course of the season. We'll take a look at the game schedule for Grafton Park River as far as what they did this season against Fargo North in their matchups that they had with the Spartans this year. At Fargo North, they were beaten by a score of 11-2. And at home, it was a 4-3 game, and that was back on February 4th. And so that could be a really – you take a look, folks, at what we're looking at. And, again, I know our bracket on the screen's not filled in with tonight's matchups, but, Rhino, I mean, Grafton Park River, Fargo North in the first game at 11 o'clock. Entertaining, two teams that love to play for survival. Devils Lake and Mayport area. There's a fun little attraction.
Building.
I mean,
Packed
absolutely.
building for that one.
That's going to be a great game. Then you've got Central Davies, a couple of teams that like to play hard and physical. And then you got Red River and West Fargo that could be wide open. I think we're set to have 4 just awesome games from the EDC tournament coming up on Friday afternoon at Purple Arena.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, not to look ahead because that day's going to be great, but then Saturday opens it up to
whatever's left in a championship game.
Whatever's
right?
left, people fighting for their lives for 2 of those games.
Absolutely.
I mean, the late game will be, just seeding, but the first 2 will be to get in.
Postgame report tonight will be brought to you by Spring Advantage, everything you need for spraying and application on your farm. And Lake Region State College. At Lake Region State College, we change lives. We'll take a final break for the night. We'll come back and wrap things up. This has been our coverage of high school hockey on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network at KNOX Live Sports.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with Harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks. Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school hockey. Final score tonight, 5-3. Fargo Davies defeats Fargo North this evening. Postgame report is brought to you this evening by Spray Advantage. Everything you need for spraying an application on your farm. The difference between Spray Advantage and their competitors is that Spray Advantage has what you're looking for in stock. Tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, seed tenders, and 2 locations in Grand Forks and St. Thomas. Spray Advantage. Make them a part of the agricultural game plan. And Lake Region State College, at Lake Region State College, we change lives. Precision agriculture, law enforcement, nursing, just a few of the careers you can supercharge your way into at Lake Region State College. Take the 4-year route, take those credits with you, go to any 4-year institution, or get out in 2 years and start earning at lrsc.edu. That's lrsc.edu. Final things that we have for you tonight include player awards. Let's start with our 3 stars of the game, brought to you by PS Garage Doors, where you call 772-DOOR for PS, and the PS stands for perfect service at PS Garage Doors. Rhino, you got 3 stars for us tonight. I gotta think that somewhere in those 3 stars tonight, we're going to see a Carter Solberg and a Brody Palmer, or at least one of those two. Who you got for us tonight, Rhino?
Honorable mention, Carter Solberg.
Okay.
He had a great game.
He did.
I'm going to go, but for 3, I'm going to go Caleb Brigham.
He had a great
Fargo
game
North
tonight. Yes.
He had that amazing goal. He was, man, if North needed to play, he was the one who almost made it tonight. He just seemed to dictate a lot of North's offense. I thought he was very noticeable tonight. Had
Absolutely.
a great game, so I'm going 3 there. I'm going to go Kason Kearns, number 2.
Scored the first goal tonight.
Scored the first goal. I think he had an assist in there also. Just a guy who just kind of seemed to be in on everything. I thought he had a really good night. I thought he stood out. And then number 1, though, spoiler alert, Brody Palmer.
Brody Palmer with 2 goals tonight.
Palmer.
Brody Palmer. Yeah, 2 goals tonight. You take a look at this one that he had here. This was the goal that came to start the scoring in the second period when they just dominated that second period. And this is Palmer just staying with the play. Great deke. That's an unbelievable play for Brody Palmer tonight. So he'll pick up the number 1 star.
Yeah, he was just good. I mean, aside the points, he was just good all over the place. And then I even got a defensive player. And I need to give this one because I watched this guy, and I have notes by his name. That's how good defensively he was.
Finest Auto Trim, finest cover of the game. Brought to you tonight by Finest Auto Trim. Big or small, they cover it all. Finest Auto Trim specializing in the recovery of vehicle seats, boat seats. If you have boat seats that were wore out by the heat and the sun last year, or those of you with farm implements, those seats not holding up, not giving you the support you need, Finest Auto Trim, get those in to get them recovered before the upcoming season at Finest Auto Trim. So you've got a finest cover of the game for us tonight.
Yeah, you got a guess on it or not? Not a goalie.
Brecken Metcalf, I thought, made a couple of brilliant saves at times. I would have gone that route. You got a different thing for us, though.
I'm going to go number 9, Caden Steenerson.
Who's a winger.
He had 2 big block shots that I remember. One late, one in the second period. One was right in front of us. One was right here. I'm pointing. You guys can't see that. But 2 huge block shots. I think one turned into a great offensive chance on the other side. And then late in that game, got 2 minutes left when North was pushing. There was a pass across the crease, found a North player, I can't remember who it was, wide open backdoor, and Steenerson came in and picked the stick. And had he not done that, that game gets to 5-4.
Okay.
And when I saw that, I'm like, 100%, we got to give this kid the award tonight.
You know, I like it, and I'll tell you what, I don't mind a winger getting that award, because if you really wanted to do it sort of tongue-in-cheek, you would have just given the finest cover to the forecheck of Davies in the second period, right?
True.
Because that second period, the puck never got out of Fargo North's end. It just didn't, and they were absolutely incredible. And sometimes a great defense is a good offense, and you were just up in the offensive end, and that really cut down their chances to score. Allowed them to build a 3-goal lead that they never relinquished in this one.
Yeah, they didn't even need to play defense in the second period. I mean, like you said, the puck just never left North's end. They couldn't do anything. Forecheck was great. Hats off to North for pushing back hard in that third period. They feels like they could have got the 2 to tie it, right? I mean, they're all over the net, especially as that period went on. They were just nipping away at that. They just couldn't solve Metcalf.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what, folks, as we wrap up tonight, the one thing we can tell you about coverage on Friday, first of all, we will have all 4 games on Friday from Purple Arena here on KNOX Live Sports, so join us for those. Very likely in one web stream that we'll have for you coming up on Friday, so join us for that, or perhaps 2, break up the consolation semifinals and the semifinals, so we'll have all of them from Purple Arena. But the other thing that we can mention tonight, Ryan, is we looked at the scores, we watched this game. Everybody seemed to rise to the occasion of tournament hockey tonight. Central scored 9, Red River scored 7, West Fargo scored 9, Mayport skated a scoreless period tonight with Red River. Grafton Park River made Central work pretty hard for it tonight. We saw this game tonight was tournament hockey from the first drop of the puck tonight. Everybody was flying. We've got atmosphere for this EDC tournament. There's some teams that are really after it. I think we're going to have great hockey coming up on Friday. I really do.
Yeah, you nailed it. That Friday docket's going to be great. There's a lot of storylines there. And then, like I said, that leads us right into Saturday's games. Not to look past what's going to be an unbelievable Friday, but it's going to set up an even better Saturday.
Yeah, you don't want to miss Friday, folks. Come back to us. Again, just become a follower of the channel. KNOX TV on YouTube. We'll have them all at the same channel. KNOX TV on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Get an alert when we have those games up and ready to go so that it will remind you to come tune it in. We're going to get it going at 11 o'clock. Coming up on Friday afternoon, or Friday morning, I guess we should say. Fargo North, Grafton Park River to survive. Then about 20 minutes after that matchup comes to an end, it's Devils Lake and Mayport area fighting for the opportunity to survive. Semifinals, 5 o'clock that night. It'll be Grand Forks Central and Fargo Davies. That'll be followed by Grand Forks Red River and West Fargo Dandies on both sides of the bracket. Until then, we're going to get some rest for a couple of days and come back, do it again on Friday. Again, for those of you out west, PSP, our colleagues out there, they've got WDA action on Thursday. It is very likely, Rhino, you know, a lot of people in the West watch hockey in the East on Tuesday, right, to get a feel. Then we get to do the same thing, right, when they have their first round on Thursday. We get to sit back and watch it go before we all get together on Friday. I have a feeling there's a lot of cross-state looking at each other across the state right now to see what's going on in the respective tournaments.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Thursday.
Yeah.
To watch some of those games and just kind of might have a monitor at work on that one.
I'll tell you what, if I didn't have to work, I might just head out to Mesa Arena and take in some of that stuff and try to wiggle my way into the broadcast booth with Holberg and see. Nonetheless, tonight, great one. Fargo North is defeated by Fargo Davies by a final score of 5-3. Central wins, Red River wins, West Fargo wins. We'll see you back on Friday at 11 o'clock for hockey coverage. Rhino, thanks for making the trip to Fargo with me tonight. I appreciate it. We'll come back with you again on Friday. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on KNOX Live Sports and the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.